Hey, everybody. We are here. We are just chatting and joking and making fun of each other and stuff. It's fine. Mostly me. That's okay. Because I am, as we discussed before stream, my own worst roommate. Constantly hiding things from myself, making my own life more difficult. So yeah, that's fine. Anyway, hey, we are here for Dastardly Deeds at Ditchwater Gulch, which is a Weird West-inspired take on D&D 5e. It's set in the same world as our long-running Fake Queen's Heart campaign, but it's a very different kind of part of the world where there's like guns and desperados and lots of spooky stuff and apparently ghost crystals. So, hey, why didn't everyone say hi? Or we can just pick something to talk about too. It's fine if we turn this into a just chatting stream.
Yeah, perfect. Hi.
Hey, Tough.
I'll start.
Hi.
Hi, I'm 98 Tough Love, or Tough, or Torf, or Torfleton, or some other variety of nickname. I am a Twitch streamer. I do a variety of things. Sometimes I play games like this. Like yesterday, we did Masks, and we'll be picking that up on March 12th, I think. And yeah, that's me, and I'm playing Carbon, who is a beast-hide shifter. He is just very intelligent, and he likes to solve problems with his head and not his fists or his fire rage. So yeah, that's him. Go Sin.
Hi, I'm Sin, or Potato9_Juice on Twitch. I stream on Twitch as well, and I play fun TTRPGs here on the C+ content channel, or with Tough on her channel. You can find me on Tough's channel because I'm a mod there, or here, or on Juice's channel. My character is Mars, and they're a changeling rogue who is very sneaky and is looking for an artifact which an old friend stole from them. And yeah, Misha.
Hi, I'm Misha Less Than 3 here on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter at Misha Weha, which is Misha with a WEHA at the end. I don't really stream much, but you do find me here on the C+ content channel in a variety of games. Sometimes over at Kelly's channel for another D&D game, or moderating over at the Jesus TV program. In this game, I'm playing Min. She's a minotaur, an artificer. She has a robot named Robot. I believe a donkey named Donkey. She is here in this town looking for some more cool materials like ghost crystals, as she's trying to figure out what to do in her life when you're banned from your industry because you keep using all of their materials for no good reasons. Back up to Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly, or My Fair Kelly. You can find me on Twitch there. I sometimes play D&D with all of these people, or just do a variety of streaming on my own. Today I am playing Clover. She is the halfling fighter of the group who claims a couple different reasons for leaving. Her main claim is she's leaving family, but yeah, she's a bit of a unlucky Clover as it seems so far. We'll see how this game goes.
It's gonna get worse. I am Zero, or Zero Daylight, or Michael, or DM, or GM, or Keeper, or whatever. I run and sometimes play games here a couple times a week. And then every Sunday, or almost every Sunday, over at the Juices TV program and Listen to channel, like this evening, we are running Rogue Star, which is a hack of the lasers and feelings. So it's going to be incredibly silly. Maybe they'll take this one seriously. Like the silly game, they'll take seriously. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And then coming up, we've got our Delta Green game starting on Tuesday. That is Twin Falls, We've got the Elwood Expedition starting on Thursday, which is our Alas for the Awful Sea limited series. And then coming up, we've got things like BFF Computer, which is a paranoia game. We've got the return of Teen Justice Academy with Misha running as we go on a little bit of a field trip. And we've got Star Trek coming back. And we've got another 10 Candles coming up. This one's set in suburban hell. So we got lots of things on the calendar. So hey, come check us out over at cpluscontent.tv, our YouTube channel, or community.cpluscontent.tv, which is our Discord, or here, live.cpluscontent.tv on Twitch, whenever you want to. Hey, everybody. And hey, if you're here and you like us, maybe go ahead and click that follow button, or go over to the YouTube and click the subscribe button and the alert button so you can know when we have new content. That would be awesome, because I watch the YouTube metrics obsessively. So that's me. Who wants to give us a rundown of what folks missed in the first episode?
Well, I think we ought to start by saying welcome to Ditchwater Gulch. This here is a backwater town that is not very nice, not full of very nice people, as we learned last time. As we all arrived in town, a few of us were having a nice time, just, casually gambling at a table. Definitely didn't try to cheat or nothing. Nobody would be so downright nasty in this place. But somebody might have been accused of trying to fake their hand, which may or may not have been Carbon. Situation escalated a little bit. Luckily, or unluckily, friend Clover decided to pitch in and say, hey, my friend over there is actually somebody that's being hunted down by the law. Let me take care of him. And everybody went, oh, so there's a reward. Great, let's go hang him instead. So we all began marching down to the hanging tree. Eventually, kind of decided that don't really feel like being hanged. Doesn't sound fun, not a pleasant experience. Carbon shifted into some sort of demon form, set the folks around him on fire, while everybody else began unleashing their weapons and attacking each other. We managed to successfully defeat all of those nasty miners who were just harassing us for no good reason. And we discovered upon their corpses something that we know is called ghost crystals, ghost gems. Most importantly, they're very valuable, worth a lot of money. We were very excited about that. Men might have been excited about it for a different reason, but get rich quick, you know what I mean. We then returned to town after being gently reminded that we maybe shouldn't kill the entire workforce that drives the economy there. We let, 2 of them live, I think. At least one of them got away. The other one maybe got stabilized. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Returned to town. Clover decided to go blabbing to the farrier, who mysteriously closed up his shop and disappeared, and definitely didn't head to the mines to go get there ahead of us. And Carbon saw that there was somebody or something watching them from the top of the trading post. Took Mars into the trading post trying to figure out what exactly was going on in there. Didn't find nothing, but it seemed like there was some sort of critter or bug or something roaming around upstairs. We couldn't quite track it down, but that was something that happened. Then we loaded up into Min's cart, and we made our way to the mine. We decided to go around the ruins that are over there. Didn't really want to go messing around in there. And I believe we left off just as we were descending down a very long, winding ramp down into the darkness of the mine that potentially has all these lovely shadow gems.
Yes, and you were warned by the one lone conscious survivor of your combat with half of the miners that when he was down there, he felt like maybe they weren't entirely alone. But
Of course they weren't. They had friends.
Good news is, you have until tomorrow night at midnight when whoever their mysterious employer was is going to meet them at the old ruined bridge to the north side of town to give them lots and lots of gold, apparently, for whatever shadow gems they can find. If your friend, Steepo the Farrier, doesn't take them all first, that is.
We've already killed all the miners. What's the farrier? They won't miss him.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. So, we had just left as you are working. You had just kind of crossed into out of the final little bit of sunlight that is making its way to this deep, deep pit. And finally crossing into the darkness. And from checking that it goes down quite a way. So what's the light situation? I mean, you're I think technically in dim light because there's enough kind of reflected off the walls of this pit, but as you descend, it will soon become complete darkness.
I have my ever bright lantern.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lovely cone think like a giant, very powerful flashlight. So we see the beam of this ever bright lantern flashing across the uneven walls, making the shadows look like they're moving a little bit. It's maybe a little bit creepy. Sound here is somewhat muffled, but yet also amplified. Like you would expect that the sounds of your feet on the stone ramp would be very echoey. They aren't. I think just because of the kind of conical shape of the depression. But at the same time, the sounds of little bits of sand and rock cascading over the side of this hole are very, very loud. And the sound of the wind above and the hissing of the wind through the kind of thorny overgrowth up on the surface is louder than you would expect it to be. So it's a little bit eerie. It smells... You've all been in Ditchwater Gulch long enough. It smells faintly wet. Not like you're going down into like standing water, but you can maybe even feel a little bit of loosening on your skin. As you descend, or maybe you're just getting closer to the water table, but as you descend, the humidity goes up. And maybe you even see little bits of lichen or low light tolerant growth here and there in the cracks in the stone walls. Because at some point, like directly noon, the sun shines almost all the way down to the bottom. So, that's what you see, hear, and smell. What do you do?
Finally getting moisturized for the first time in my life. This is nice.
I mean, you were covered in blood before, so...
Yeah. Get the blood out of the pores.
I'm gonna tap one of my tools that's dangling on my horns and make it makes a little light. It's only a 5-foot radius around me, but it's pretty dark.
Yeah. And the Everbright Lantern is very good at shining a light in front of you, but not so great at illuminating directly below your feet.
Well, I have just my feet very illuminated.
Yes. Well, that is going to come into potentially some benefit because as you make around this corner, the angle of the ramp is starting to increase because it has quite a ways to go, and the total circumference is decreasing. So to get all the way down, it's going to have to get a little bit steeper. And it looks like, you don't know when, but at some point there was maybe an earthquake or maybe just part of this ramp collapsed. But there's an area where someone has very hastily laid planks over a significant, like 10-foot gap. Which, would have made bringing your cart a little challenging, but that's fine.
Who's good at jumping?
Does it look jumpable? Is what I was going to ask. Does it look like it's like? Because I mean, I'm a halfling fighter. I think I have a pretty good jump, if not mistaken.
What's your strength?
It could be. I think. 15.
Yeah, you're fairly certain with a run.
Yeah.
You could absolutely make it.
Cool. Then I will do that. If the board's over there, like it's like I can fix the bridge from that side or something.
No, it looks like that this was a solid stone ramp,
Yeah.
but it has collapsed and someone has just laid planks across it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then, yeah.
My best is get somebody over there and have somebody stay over here and hold those planks so that they don't go, jimbling and jambling around.
We can do that, but we should also have a rope, too.
Man, if only somebody hadn't used the rope to tie up my hands to go get me hung.
You telling me none of y'all have rope?
Well, of course I have rope, but I'm still irritated.
I'm just going to keep bringing it up.
Make you feel guilty for nearly getting me killed.
All right.
All right. Well, if Clover, if you want to jump over, we'll just tie this rope around your waist and we'll brace in case you fall, and off you go, and then you can hold it down over there, and the rest of us can make our way across.
Yeah. Then you'll have a rope to use as a thing. I don't need a rope for this jump, do I?
No.
Yeah.
With 15 strength, as long as you have a head start, as long as you can back up a little bit and take a running leap, you'll be fine.
Cool. So yeah, I'm over there holding the planks and holding the rope tight, so y'all have...
Yeah, I would like you, though, to go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw. Because ain't nobody looking where you're going. Four? Like...
2 plus 2.
4 plus 15 or something?
2 plus 2.
Okay,
Bye,
well...
Clover.
Well, that actually... Wow. So...
4-leaf clover, I guess I am.
Time slows down a little bit as you leap. Is anyone... Are you taking the Everbright Lantern with you? Or did you hand it to someone else to hold?
I mean, I'd imagine I'd hand it off to someone to hold.
Okay.
So I would have like 3 limbs.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just going to be a wild cascade of light. So someone else, tell me who. Who is holding the lantern and who is holding the rope that you are attached to?
I think Mars is going to be holding the lantern because I think Carbon and I would be holding the rope.
Yeah, we'll hold the rope.
Cool.
Because we're strong.
Cool. So, Mars is doing a very good job of holding the lantern. And you run and leap, and you're like, oh yeah, I got air. I'm nowhere near the edge. It's great. You have enough time, because time slows, for you to realize there is some sort of tripwire across the path. And as you're getting very, very close to it, you can see that someone has taken the time to like put a peg in to the side to keep the tripwire from being released. Except like it basically lowers the DC of the save that you need to make. But if you like just land on the tripwire, it's still gonna go off. So you like basically land directly on this tripwire. The little plug that someone put in, probably Steepo, flies out beside you, and then from the dust and debris that has gathered on this ledge, a little loop of rope springs up, wraps around your feet, and drags you off the side.
Hey, free rope.
Yeah, free rope. Ah! So, Min and Carbon, I would like one of you to go ahead and give me a strength check. Or, I'll be nice. I'll even say athletics. Someone give me an athletics check.
I can do that. I got good athletics.
And Min is helping, so you get advantage. However,
There goes that.
this is going to be an almighty yank. because this isn't just like Clover has been pulled off the side and is falling, but there's apparently a rather significant weight attached to Clover's feet.
Great.
Who?
19.
Excellent. Excellent. You are able to, with Min's help holding onto your waist, you're able to just... And now you feel... I mean, it's hundreds of pounds. And Clover, you are like yanked pretty hard around the midsection as physics tries to separate your lower and upper halves. But you've got both of your feet now bound together, and below you, you don't know because it's absolute darkness. But you can feel a little bit of a pendulum effect as whatever is attached to the other end of this rope is now swinging freely. And you can probably hear loud crashing in the walls below as the boulder or whatever smashes against the walls. All of which is creating vibration that's shaking you. And making it hard to hang on.
I just start singing, "We came in like a wrecking ball."
Proper.
So, you are probably going to have to continue to make athletics checks to hold on. What is everyone doing?
Cut that thing off your feet.
Yeah, cut the rope. Not our rope, the other one.
I mean, you could cut ours too. That's just more dead weight that we don't have to carry.
Wow!
Wow, Carbon.
Wow!
I'm saving their life right now.
Psychic
I
burn.
could've dropped them.
So the answer is bickering is what we're doing.
Okay. I mean, that's completely on brand. I approve.
Clover at first goes to cut the rope they need to survive, and then realizes just at the last second to cut the other rope.
Okay. It's going to be... what kind of weapon are you using?
I think it's let me see what sword it is. It's a sword of some sort.
So like a longsword?
It's a longsword.
Okay. It is, although, I mean, you know where the rope is. It's complete darkness as far as you can tell. I am going to impose disadvantage on this. Because you're being wibbled around and you're trying to strike like below your feet and not hurt yourself.
Yeah, no, it's like a horrible pinata.
Yeah.
Right, adding anything to this dice roll?
It's just your regular longsword attack. It's just a disadvantage.
What do I add to that? Oh, okay, so 7.
Oh, that actually misses a moving rope. So you're just flailing around. Like maybe you can feel the tip of the sword make contact with the rope and kind of bounce back because it's under tension. But you're you're a little out of sorts. So, what is everyone else doing?
Trying not to drop Clover.
Cool. Min?
I'm trying not to drop Carbon.
Cool. Mars?
Mars would be trying to give them light so that they can see.
So Mars is gonna like go to the edge and like kind of point the ever bright lantern down. So there below you see Clover, who's now blinded by this bright light in Clover's face, just wildly swinging a longsword around.
Blinded.
Yes.
Oh, God.
We'll do that second. So Carbon, go ahead and make your athletics check. You think, I mean, your muscles are starting to burn, so you think that maybe the difficulty is increasing every round? It's a little meta, but or more to the point, you think it's not getting any easier to hold this weight.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, that's a 22.
Yep. I mean, you're dug in, and I mean, you're maybe inching closer to the edge.
Yeah. You better hurry up down there. I'm about to lose my grip.
Yep. So go ahead, Clover, and try it again. However, this time it is, I mean, there is a bright light in your face, but it is enough light that I will say you can actually kind of lean yourself over and see the rope. So,
okay. I'd say it was a straight roll, but I'm rolling it. 17 plus 4, 21.
All right, how much damage do you do?
Oh, at least 2, and I get to add. Which
You're doing it one-handed, so it's a D8.
I have to use one hand. Okay.
I think so. You have your shield on, right?
I mean, how does that work? Like, I would imagine the shield. Is it? I guess the shield would be kind of attached to my armor.
Yeah.
Sure. 7 plus 2. So. 9.
Cool. It doesn't quite break, but it's a very, because it's like under a lot of tension, but you can feel a jerk as a significant portion of the rope frays, and you can even hear like snapping sounds even after you're done with the strike. So it seems like if your friends can hold on for just a few more seconds, it will snap and you'll be fine. So let's see if your friends can hold on for just a few more seconds.
Boy, here we go. Am I still rolling with help from
As
Min?
long as Min is helping. Or Min could just be like, I'm done with this and give you a shove. Disadvantage.
I mean, I am going to say, like, listen, that if Clover goes, everybody jump. Just trust me.
All right, because wizard.
Well, thankfully, that is a 24.
Beautiful. So, you I'm like, you can feel the rope slipping between your. I'm gonna say you wear gloves because you've got armor, so you're not getting nasty burns. But you can feel it slipping. You could even feel like as you're getting closer to the lip of this stone ramp, you can even feel maybe a little bit of cracking underneath you. So it's like close, but just as you feel like your muscles are about to give out, there's a spring sound, and you can, because rope is a little bit ductile, right? So there's a little bit of a rebound as this massive weight that was holding Clover's feet is released, and there's a little bungee action. It's Clover, whoa, and then bounces back, and is now just like hanging there, in the darkness with a spotlight on them.
The spotlight really adds a lot, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like my shadows just bouncing around the wall.
Oh, well, and because of conservation of momentum, you're probably spinning relatively fast.
Yeah.
I'd say that you owe me big time, but this entertainment's good enough for me. While you back up over the ledge there, friend.
Let's see. I rolled a 2 for throwing up. I threw up.
Yeah, you paint the walls. Gross.
Ugh.
Yes.
Okay, now you owe me a little.
So I assume Carbon and Min together are pulling. And I'm not even going to make you roll, because both of you together pulling up a halfling. You're able to do it. Mars, I would like you to give me a perception check, please. I don't have it open, so I can't see what the roll is. What was it?
That was great. Sin, you're muted. Oh, there you go.
It's 7.
Okay. You're mostly just looking at, wow, the puke almost made it to the other side. That's pretty amazing. So
That's
you're
a
not
lot for such a little person.
exactly. You're not really, you're kind of lost in your own thoughts. You're not really paying much attention. So you don't notice anything that you're not looking directly at. Cool. So, but you pull Clover back up the side. Now what do you do?
All right. Good job not dying, Clover. Could you leap over again? We're back at the part where we're going to have to cross this bridge.
Well, you just pulled a Clover, so hopefully our luck's going to improve.
Being around you, I already know that ain't true.
Someone.
I go ahead and jump again.
I'm about to chuck you over the ledge. if you don't
FYI,
jump.
chat. Boons and Banes are back on. It's only
I think
Spectrum
we're
Squad that we
still-
have it all. So if you want to spend a bunch of channel points for all the major veins, that's totally fine. I'm not saying you need to, but it's free and you can. Anyway.
But I'm innocent.
Yeah. Thanks, Chev. All right. So, Clover.
I jump over.
All right. You do. You jump over. So now what do you do?
I might hold the boards and I patiently wait for the team.
Cool.
Even Carbon.
Cool. So in what order and who's doing what to go over?
I think Carbon's gonna hold down this side while everybody else crosses. Probably send Min across first, because that's the one that I'm most worried about making it.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably also jump across. I have a strength of 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but we have the rope system, so I'll just make sure the rope's tied on me and Clover has the other end.
Yeah.
And then I'll jump over.
Oh, yeah. So got it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a...
Oh, wait. So Clover is going to hold the other end in case you fall?
Well,
I'm okay
Clover's
with that.
strong enough, probably.
Well, I just imagined it was like a bridge at this point with like a rope you could hold on to and just kind of walk across.
It's just planks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
Yeah, if
bridge.
yeah, if you want to like hold one end of the rope and someone else can hold another end of the rope. But yes, Min, you may jump across because you're quite strong.
I'll just jump across, and now we can both anchor the rope, and then I assume Mars can walk across.
Well, Mars is going to have
Yeah.
to make a check, but it will be with advantage because you are holding what's effectively like a little rope line across, something for them to hold on to.
Yeah.
So Mars,
Yep.
gonna walk across.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. It's not particularly, it's at advantage. It's not particularly hard, but there are a couple of points when you're really just kind of balancing on kind of a springy plank. So it's not super comfortable. So just acrobatics, roll it twice.
Oh, okay.
Clover just looks over at Min and be like, why does everyone think I need help from Min?
So the first time I got a 9, and the second time I got a 15.
All right. 15. You are perfectly fine and balanced. Like maybe like you do that thing like if you've ever tried to do a what those things called, the balance line. You tie between two trees. Like if you're not familiar with it, you put your weight on it and get a little bit bouncy. Like before you find your feet and your muscles start to, so it's a little bit uncomfortable at first, but by the time you get out to the middle, you're quite comfortable with it. Which is when I'm going to use Chev's Major Bane.
Oh no.
This was just wood that was laying around that someone found. And it is been sitting here in the occasional sun and very dry air for a while. So I think it probably cracks underneath you. So I would like you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please. Mars.
D20.
Yep, D20 plus your
Yeah.
dexterity saving
Okay.
throw. So got your stats right over here is your saving throws. So you can literally just click that plus whatever and it will roll.
It rolled a 9.
Ooh, that's not great.
Oh god.
Would you like to use Villain's Major Boon to re-roll that?
Yes, please.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my dice because D&D Beyond's being mean.
Yeah, I don't trust RNG. It seems to love like 3s and 17s.
And it takes like 10 years to roll on my...
Yeah, that too.
Uh-oh.
God,
It's even better this time.
An 8. You rolled it. 3. You rolled a 3.
Look at my 3. No wonder. No, that's
Yeah.
Such
3.
betrayal.
Oh,
So maybe a bit overconfident because you're just like you got enough time to like, oh, it's gonna crack. It's like, yeah, but I got my hand on this rope. It's fine. But you're carrying maybe more gear than you're used to carrying. So you like maybe underestimate your own weight. So you're just like, I'm just gonna one hand it. This will be fine. And then so you see the plank underneath Mars give way, and you hear it clatter off into the darkness. And then Mars kind of just like catches himself on one hand and kind of looks confident for a second, and then whoop, as the rope slips out. Mars, do you still have the Everbright lantern?
I think so.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
All right, everybody off. Jump now.
What?
Jump! Jump! I yell for you all to jump. Do you do that?
I'm right with you.
So-
So like,
I'm just going to shove you, Clover.
Min
yeah, like
Min shoves Clover off the edge, and then Min jumps
And
after.
I'm like, go. And then I'm going to cast Featherfall on all of us on our way down.
Did Carbon jump?
You better. Otherwise, you're on your own.
Yeah.
We went over this plan before.
Well, he wasn't expecting to have to jump, and he don't know what kind of magics you're trying to pull. But also, I mean, he turns into a rampaging bear that sets people on fire or whatever. He'll jump off.
All right.
And now it's Featherfall time.
Yes. Beautiful. So the four of you gradually descend as the Everbright lantern just jangles off of rock outcroppings. It's kind of like a little bit of a disco light situation as it's constantly flashing in your face and down at the walls, etc., and eventually comes to rest in the bottom and spins for a bit and then slowly stops spinning. By the time you come to a rest quite comfortably at the bottom, you probably only fell another further like 60 feet. So it wasn't that bad.
why didn't we just do that to begin with?
Well, here's the thing. I'm out of reagents to do more spells today, so I hope you guys don't want any healing.
Yeah, because you guys didn't rest.
So don't fall again.
So don't fall on our way back up.
Don't fall on the way back up. Don't get hurt. Don't do anything
get
that
hurt.
requires spells.
Yeah, don't do any of those things, please. Thanks.
Well,
This is why we didn't do it right away. But I mean, if someone's gonna fall, I mean,
well,
it's probably best to catch them.
Yeah, I mean, it made getting down here a little bit faster.
Yeah. And the
watch
Everbright
out, I think
lantern
that's
is a
some
magic
micro.
item. So it is, I mean, it doesn't mean it's completely indestructible, but it's not broken or anything from the fall.
You scratched my lantern.
Yeah.
It's like a little scratch.
Yeah. The parts
It
of it that
ain't
can be
my
bit up are
fault.
already beat up.
It ain't my fault. You entrusted it to me. It's your fault.
And
mean-
you're the one that went and fell off in the first place there, Clover. Like, you got room to be talking.
So, after that very loud and lengthy entrance, what do you do? Right now, you're standing in kind of a loose circle. The Everbright lantern is kind of over towards one edge, pointing, just illuminating a bare wall.
I guess start looking around and seeing if there's an actual mine tunnel or whatever.
Right? Who is claiming the Everbright lantern?
Me
Okay. So Clover runs over and picks up the
Clover
lantern and then
gets her lantern back.
does a pass around. Yes, there is in fact relatively near where you can see the lower part of this ramp hit this floor. And the floor it probably is somewhat irregular, but enough dust and rock and scree has fallen in to create an uneven but relatively flat walking surface. Think it's like gravel. Right, so it's a little bit self-leveling, but you can kind of feel it crunch underneath your feet. And there are a few areas where you can see bare rock exposed. There is actually quite large and almost perfectly rectangular shaft that leads to kind of, looking up and guessing based on the position of the sun, probably leads west or southwest or west southwest. You can see the rays of the sun are hitting kind of against the opposite wall, and the sun is starting to kind of get a little bit past noon. So yeah, it is large, it is dark, it is very
Well, it seems
echoey.
that no one's down here. I guess we can leave.
What are you talking about? We ain't leaving.
Oh.
Carbon, you know someone else is down here. Shut up.
I don't care. Fight me for them shadow gems or whatever the hell you want to call them. There's one person against 4 people. You really
Okay,
think that he's going to stand a chance?
Okay, whatever. It's not like I can really sneak anyways.
And Steepa the
If only
Farrier is a
Jake-
nice guy, by the way. I mean, he's not a bad guy. He's not like Sheriff Hod.
I mean, no one thinks they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay, but someone did set up a falling rock rope trap.
Yes. But in case I wasn't clear, it looked like someone who came through recently had pinned it in place as a way of trying to disable it, or at least make it more difficult for the trap to be sprung.
That's true.
I just rolled a 4. So.
Yeah. You just happened to knock out the pin as you were falling. Yeah. So whoever came here last apparently knew the trap was there and or discovered it because they were actually looking, and did their best, not being a rogue, to try to make it safer. Anyway, so.
Well, I
And
guess we should look for more traps.
And this appears to be the only way to.
Yeah, it's the only. There are a few cracks and fissures, but as you look at them, they're quite narrow. And you can't really see how deep they go, but you listen or you feel for air, it doesn't feel like they go anywhere. But there is one very, very obvious shaft.
Well, we ain't gonna get to mine and just stay in here. Let's go.
Cool.
So Carbon and Clover, I guess, just march off.
Well, Clover grabs Mars by the back of the neck and drags Mars with him too, because he ain't let Mars out of his sight.
So you just march on in.
Well, I said we're going to look for traps, so I'm going to be
Push
using
Mars
the
forward. Hey, make sure there ain't nothing here that's gonna try to kill us.
All right. So you may simply scan to see what you see with perception. You may investigate likely areas to see if there's anything hinky. I would even say you could do survival if you're curious about has anyone come this way recently?
My perception roll was 20.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'll investigate the area.
Cool.
I think Mars will do survival.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I think. Carbon will see what he can perceive.
I got a 24 investigation with my nat 20. Thanks,
Beautiful.
nat 20.
Beautiful.
I got a 9 for survival.
Okay.
I got an 11 for perception.
All right. So, Clover is looking around for anything dangerous and doesn't see anything. You are looking at the ceilings for any traps, looking at the ground for any pitfall stuff. You do, because that was a very good roll. You do notice in the dust and debris on the floor of this passageway. It was a little bit difficult to tell back in the kind of center of the pit, because now there's a big boulder that has rolled a little bit, and you guys all kind of landed and walked around. There weren't really any obviously clear signs, but now that you can see this relatively flat stone floor, you see disturbances in the dust and debris. Maybe footprints? And a relatively substantial drag mark kind of down the center of the passage.
How many sets of footprints does it look like?
It's hard to tell.
More than one?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Min, you cluing Min in on this, Min investigates, and Min does some weird Minotaur CSI stuff. And you're quite intelligent, so this is not something that's difficult for you. You can tell that there are several sets of boot marks. And then this other set of tracks, more complex set of tracks, is more recent. So it obscures some of the boot marks. You assume the boot marks belong to the miners who were down here but a few days ago. What you see is a probably human-sized creature made the drag mark. Because it's not like someone dragging a sack. It clearly had like you can see little furrows for boots as they were dragged. The other footprints are humanoid, but small. And there's quite a few of them. You put your foot on them. Yeah, they are not the same. They are like, maybe there's like something weird about the toes.
We got the weird-toed halflings in here, I think.
Yeah, it's just strange.
Well, we got more than just Steepo ahead of us.
Looks like it.
Quite
Also,
Mars,
I
you want
forgot.
to take the lead?
Who?
Sure.
I said Mars
yeah.
because
Okay,
we were picking on Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, sure, why not?
Also, I forgot that my robot was coming with us.
Oh yeah, your robot's with.
Okay. During all the excitement.
I assume it's like just latched onto your backpack or something.
I don't know. I think it's kind of big.
How big is it? I thought it was
I don't
small.
know. Are they
Are you talking
small?
about the armadillo one?
It's the armadillo one. It can be small.
Well, yeah, your stats should tell you what size it is.
They're medium sized.
Oh, okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
You caught it with Featherfall.
Yeah.
Cool. Or it just like turned into a little roll and like rolled its way down. Fine.
Just sonic its way down the thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally cool. So yes, maybe it's got a few little scratches and dings on it, but it's not damaged in any meaningful way. Cool. So yes, you have your robot with. So that is what you see at and near the entrance. What do you do?
Maybe we should follow this dragged person, because that seems suspicious.
No, yeah, we need to figure that out. I'll take point. I was just joking, Mars.
All right. So leading with the Everbright Lantern, you and I assume like checking the ground for anything else that you see. It doesn't take a perception check to realize that maybe after 10 feet, the drag marks go away. The smaller footprints continue, and as you kind of look at the area where it goes away, it's like it gets lighter and lighter, the drag marks, and then suddenly there's nothing.
I don't like that.
What could that mean? I don't think we're getting answers waiting around. Let's keep going.
All right. So you come to the first junction. It's a T junction, or I should say a cross junction. So you've got one going. We'll say it's west. It's actually a little bit off axis. We've got one running east-west, and then you've got one running north-south.
We've got a cross here, so we know there's no vampires.
That's not how any of this works.
Did you get dropped on your head when you were a kid, or more
I thought y'all
recently?
we just fell right now.
Yeah, You
Just for
got
that, there's going to
caught,
be a
though,
vampire.
right?
Just so we're clear.
What do we? Can we tell which way the tracks we were following go?
Yes, they go to the south.
Okay.
But
Oh, and go ahead.
it's not, I mean, you've got time and you've got good light. You can see that the boots that you associate with the miners continue on to the west.
Okay, so, and is there, I presume then, I don't know if there'd be a good way to tell where Ghost Crystal would be other than being like, well, the miners went that way.
Yeah. You presume that since they found some, that wherever the Ghost Crystal is wherever their boots lead. But the little weird footprints don't lead in that direction.
Clover just kind of looks over at y'all and it's like, well, are we after the gold or whatever these things are?
I mean, I'm after the gold. I don't really want to get into another tussle right now.
Well, I mean, I feel a little bad. I mean, that's probably the figure that got by something, right?
Well, you shouldn't have come down here ill prepared.
Well, maybe we'll look for him on the way out.
If that makes you feel better, yeah, we'll go recover his body on the way back out.
Wow.
I mean,
Well,
they're called miners. It's all about what's mine.
Do not finish that sentence. I swear to God, I'm gonna beat you.
What do you think, Mars?
Oh, I think I better stay with Carbon on this one.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll just here. I'll just put a little mark here on the wall, and I'll use I'll grab a tool out, and it makes a little magical symbol that basically, like we've definitely been at this intersection before.
Okay. Yeah. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Cool. So.
And I think we're going to follow the miner tracks then.
Excellent. You do. After maybe 50 feet, the passageway starts to wind a little bit. Like whoever cut this was maybe following a vein or something, or just like being, preferring maybe softer stone. So it's not like it goes in any particular direction other than generally westward and generally down at a reasonable slope, maybe like 5 degrees. It's not particularly steep. But it does start to become a little bit less completely regular. And you do get an even greater sense of moisture in the air. And there's a slight kind of minerally tang. You keep going, maybe like 10 minutes. It's, which when you're underground and in complete darkness other than a slightly glowing minotaur and a single effectively bullseye lantern, is a little bit claustrophobic. Even though, the ceilings here are 10 feet. And the side to side, 3 of you can probably, if you're willing to walk close together, walk abreast. So it's not constricting, but it's a little uncomfortable unless you grew up underground. Then it opens up into a cavern. It is, even before you see or realize that what you're seeing is this channel opening up into a cavern, you can feel the temperature drop a bit. And you step out into this cavern, and it is clear from playing the ever-bright lantern across the walls, this area has been heavily mined. You can see areas where, someone has just chipped away at the walls. You don't see any significant deposits of ghost crystal, but you can kind of tell where there were. Like areas where the wall has been dug out, 10, 15 feet. And you can see tiny little specks of this. It's almost because it absorbs the light. It's not like specks of darkness among the more reflective stone that you can see like just little bits that probably weren't worth digging out. And as you scan across the floor here, which is a little bit more natural, it's a little bit more uneven, you see just little bits and chunks. A lot of it has like it's cracked, or there's like a milky part where it's got some sort of inclusion in it. It is probably clear that the miners spent their time down here looking for higher quality. It's all dross. It's all just the leavings of like more organized mining. But a lot of what you see in front of you is obviously of low enough quality to not be useful. But you can certainly take some time and search and see if you can find more intact crystals, either in the walls themselves or just on the floor, or maybe in the backs of some of these areas that have been mined out.
Yeah, I think Carbon's definitely looking around for something.
I'd investigate that.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and give me, tell me where you're looking. So you got a couple, you can look at the floor, you could look at the ceiling. It's probably 30 feet up, but the light from the thing will reach up there. You can pick one of these, like they're not full shafts, but I mean, some of them go in 15, 20 feet. So you can check one of these depressions. And again, here there are some sort of natural cracks and crevices in the stone, but they're, maybe 6 inches wide and don't appear to go anywhere. But it does open up rock face, so it's entirely possible that there might be some stones in there.
I think Carbon's looking in the depressions.
Okay, cool. You're looking there. Where is everyone else looking?
Oliver's just in the middle of the cavern, just kind of like shrugging, like, nope, this is a dead end. Clover's just kind of letting everyone else do. Clover's letting everyone else try their thing, but Clover doesn't think there's anything left. So, like, they might point the light wherever it seems is necessary, but they have no heart in the game right now.
Cool.
Mars will be checking the shafts.
Okay.
I'll check the floor in case there's something else there. Yeah.
All right. So why don't Carbon, Mars, and Min give me investigation? And just for fun, Clover, give me perception. With disadvantage. Clover.
I rolled 2 18s plus 3.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I only got a 9.
Okay.
Oh,
I got an 11.
Cool.
I got 11.
Wow. Well, good news is the depression that Mars is looking in, you do find a single one of these tetrahedral crystals. It's quite small, but you can tell, and like maybe you see a few others and pick them up, but the ones that have all the cracks and inclusions and the milky areas, they're the same temperature as the surrounding rock. And this one that you kind of like maybe accidentally put your hand on more than see it, as soon as you touch it, it feels significantly colder. And then as you pull it up and ask Clover to shine the light over, you look into it and it's that same like very deep purple, almost black. And it does have that coldness to it. It paradoxically, maybe because it's so small, it feels very, very cold. And as you like hold it up to your face and breathe on it, there's a little momentary sheen of frost that condenses from your breath. So you found one.
Found one, guys.
Clover is just boredly shining light where people want and kind of just looking around, but is very perceptive apparently. And hears something more than seeing. So you hear something first above you. And you shine the light up. And what you see, there aren't really many stalagmites and stalactites here. It's the wrong kind of stone. So it's more just kind of cracks and fissures that go up. So the ceiling is relatively rough, but kind of dome-like. Actually, the ceiling rises up at a bit of an angle toward the far end. But you swear you saw... It's hard to describe exactly what it was. It was green. It was leathery. It had multiple kind of points. You would think hand, but it didn't look like fingers. They were kind of triangular. And you saw something like gripping the edge of one of these ledges of stone. And then as the light shines up, it draws back. And you hear movement.
We have cavemen.
What?
Cavemen?
Just because I'm a man in a cave.
Just because I'm a man in a cave.
Right?
I mean, y'all would probably notice the light is no longer pointed at you and it's pointed at the ceiling.
Yeah, why in the hell you leaving me in darkness right now? I can't see nothing.
I would like Mars and Carbon to give me perception checks at disadvantage. Because the light is not on you. Unless you have dark vision.
I do have dark vision.
All right, then just a straight perception check. So Mars,
What's disadvantage?
Roll twice, take the lower.
Okay.
Got a 17.
Ooh.
What are we rolling again?
D20 with perception.
Perception.
Okay. My highest is 23 and my lowest is 16.
So 16 it is. That's good. Carbon? I forgot yours.
17.
17. Good. Well, you both, although you can't really, I mean, you, Carbon, can kind of see, because you can see as if it's in dim light. Mars is more like, I can't see hardly anything other than the area where Clover is shining the light, but you just feel and hear movement near you. So, and none of you can be surprised because you're within 30 feet of Min. So we are just going to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Hooray.
As Carbon and Mars hear kind of a weird, slithery, creaking, cracking sound, like from the stone wall relatively near you, like specifically from like one of these little fissures that seem too narrow for any creature to, other than a very small creature, to be in. You both kind of hear that, and I'm going to say Clover, well, we'll get to you when it happens. So go ahead and roll me up some initiative, please.
19.
Hold on, I gotta get my... Did I hide a pen for myself? No, I am being a good roommate this time, and I did not hide my pen.
11.
Okay. Min.
13.
And Clover. 5. These guys... that's fine. Okay. You are not surprised, and you are not taken unaware, so they do not have advantage on their attacks against you, but they do get to go first because they have been, maybe because they've been lying wait, or because they rolled a natural 18 on the die. So, we'll say the one next to Carbon first, because you can see what's happening. You turn toward this narrow, jagged cleft in the rock, and you see what look like starfish. Like they have little spikes, little motile spikes on the underside, and they are kind of splayed out like that. You see these two on the side of the wall, and then you see a head emerging. It's bulbous and it's very compressed, but as the head pops out of this fissure, it kind of expands sideways. It is humanoid. It's mottled. I mean, you're seeing in grayscale right now, so you can't tell the color. But it does have 2 eyes, a very kind of sloping, almost like a Neanderthal brow. Not much of a nose, like a little tiny bit of a pug nose, and a very circular kind of mouth with teeth all pointed towards the center, kind of like a radula. And then it pulls out more. You hear that creaking and cracking and slithering as it expands its way out. And it's happening very quickly. Out. And then it is going to tentacle you a couple of times.
Is this?
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. That is going to be a 10 and a 23.
Cool.
Sorry, 22.
Yeah, the 22 might hit just a little bit.
I mean, it probably does. The good news is, move this so I can actually see my die. You only take, what's that? Oh, wow. 7 bludgeoning damage. And then those little motile spikes on the underside of this kind of starfish-like tentacle start digging into your flesh for an additional, 6 points of piercing damage.
Oh god, Carmen's not doing good, guys.
And
raging.
We don't already have reactions, do we?
well, I mean, if you have a thing that you can do as a reaction, which is not a lot.
Yeah.
So, you are grappled. You're restrained. As it.
He's not 5 feet. He's not 5 feet to Clover, is he?
No. You're in the middle of this chamber. You're in the middle of this chamber. Carbon is off, we'll say, in northern, little, somewhat shallower depression. Mars is off, a western one that's a little bit deeper. You are all 30 feet from Min, but just barely. And Min is the closest to you because Min was just kind of searching around on the ground. Cool. Then it is going to get very excited that it has found purchase and a fresh meal, and it's going to do that again. But only with the one tentacle that's not around you. So it's got this one dug into your shoulder, and it's holding on to you. Now it's going for your neck. Oh no. So that is a 9 and a crit.
Hi, Carbon.
So 16 points of damage.
Yeah, Carbon is hella down.
Okay.
He only had 6 HP left, so
Okay. Well, then we don't have to deal with the negative consequences of when the attack is a critical hit, because it means that it basically covers your entire face, and you can't breathe or speak. But you can't speak because you're unconscious.
yeah.
So it just
Bye.
so it's more like it smacks you with it, and then is surprised as you fall limp in its grasp, and then it's like pre-tenderized flesh, and then it will turn and look toward the rest of you. So. That was that one's go. The one that's going to try to attack Mars will hit once, because that one was like an 11, but a 23 hits. So, but not a crit. Much better damage from your perspective. That is going to be 5 points of damage. And it too is going to get very excited and try to do it all over again. I don't think, does a 14 hit you?
It
does not.
Okay, so just one hit with another 23. For 6 points of damage. And you are grappled, but no crits. All right, and then one of them leaps down from the ceiling and is going to attack Clover. Does a 13 hit Clover?
I don't think so. Nope.
Does a 15 hit Clover?
Nope.
All right. Well, then it's also going to get excited. Those are lower rolls. My highest one on that one was a 13. So it just is slapping at you with these, like, these weird starfish tentacle things are bigger than your head. But you're just very dodgy or something, and it's having a hard time getting a grasp on you. So that is all of their goes. You hear Carbon go, ah, and then the smack as Carbon hits the ground, and this creature makes a weird kind of hissing, hooting noise. And then the other two kind of pick it up, and there's this kind of cacophony of echoing, kind of hissy, hooting battle cries, maybe? You don't know. So, Carbon, I'd like you to make a death saving throw, please.
Yay!
Hey, can we use a major boon to heal, or is that only outside combat?
Yeah, for sure.
Carbon, perhaps you'd like to use one of our major boons to heal.
Yeah, that would be.
And by
ideal.
one of, I mean the only one. But listen,
But
Roll a hit die. Whatever your hit die is, roll it, add your con. So treat it just like you were doing a... and we'll say minor boons are a D4 of healing. But a major...
we have 2 minor boons also.
Yeah.
But maybe we can save, I don't know where we are here. Not a great place.
Not a great place.
not ideal. So what am I rolling?
Whatever your hit die is, plus your con.
Okay.
Which your hit die as a barbarian, correct? Is a D12.
Yeah, it should be a D12. I just don't have one of those items.
Yeah.
Just
D12 plus your con modifier.
E12 is like the coolest dice.
plus 3, 12.
Cool. So your barbarian nature, the fire within you, sustains you. So you spring back to consciousness with 12 hit points. You are prone, but you are doing okay. You're doing better than you were before.
Yeah, I'm not being suffocated by.
Yeah, and this thing has maybe taken a few steps away from you, but it was convinced that it had you down.
Cool.
You can get a look at this thing.
Yay.
It's like all of its joints are kind of weird and slightly asymmetrical. Its feet splay out in similar kind of almost starfish-like patterns. We'll say it's even like as you're watching, it's taken a few steps away from you, and then it's like put its hands and feet up on the side of the wall, and it's starting to crawl up the wall. Like maybe to get a good vantage point to drop down on your friends. So what do you do?
I think he's gonna stand up, and he's pissed because he just got knocked down. So he's gonna rage.
Yeah. And to clarify, Meg, players can 100% buy Banes. It's only boons that I don't like them buying.
Wow.
But yeah, I can only use Kelly's Bane against Kelly.
Oh, good.
I'm making up rules as I go along, but that's kind of my prerogative. So.
And then, can I hit this thing?
You should try.
Yeah. Double-handed swing my warhammer at it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, buddy. 18 plus 5.
Oh yeah, that for sure hits.
Yeah.
No doubt.
That is 8 damage, and then it also takes the fire damage, I assume, from my mage aura.
Yep.
So
10.
So that was 9 plus. So it should be. Yeah, so 10 damage plus the 2 from the fire damage.
Ooh, 12. Great. There's this powerful crack, and you can all see as the flare of fire around Carbon. There's a brief moment where you get this like snapshot burned onto your retinas as Carbon makes contact with this creature that's crawling up the side of the wall. You catch it right in the middle, and it bends in half in a way that looks really gross, and you hear all kinds of weird popping and slipping and slurping sounds as it bends in a way that would absolutely kill another creature. It is not dead, but it just kind of falls like a rag doll and rolls a little bit closer to Min and Clover, and then hops up onto its weird multi-jointed arms and hisses back in your direction with that mouth. But it's got like disgusting black ichor flowing out. It looks like it's badly injured, but it's not quite out yet. All right. Min, what are you doing?
I would like to pull out my gun and shoot at that one.
The one that's closest to Clover, or the one that Carbon just hit?
Carbon knocked away.
Cool.
Because it rolled this away.
Yep.
And I would like to shoot.
I'm going to say, Clover, it's somewhat incidental for you to like shine the light in the right direction. Unless, Min, you have dark vision.
I don't.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's I'm fine with Min saying, shine the light on it. And Clover can just use your reaction.
That is a 20 to hit.
100%.
All right. Let me just find that D12 there. Min damage, which is 3.
On brand, Min damage.
Yes, min damage.
However, that's actually enough. It's not explosive. It doesn't blow a big old chunk in it. It just like maybe catches it and like knocks out half of its neck. And it's just enough to disrupt whatever kind of nervous system it has. And it just collapses into a jumble of tentacles and limbs and stops moving. Well done.
Yep, one down.
So Mars. There's one right next to you.
It's holding on to Mars, correct?
It is. You can use your action to attempt to escape. That is an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay. Mars would like to do that.
But then you can't attack.
That's fine.
Okay. So go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Mars will do acrobatics.
Makes sense.
That's an 8.
So you're just dancing around and you can't quite get loose. Unfortunately, you can't. Your movement is 0, so failing to escape. Your move is kind of moot, and most of your bonus actions are moot as well because they require the ability. I mean, you could try to hide, but it will fail because it's not only looking at you, but it's got its hands on you. So there's that. So you're kind of stuck where you are.
Lovely.
And you can say your last words if you'd like.
No, I ain't dead yet.
Okay. Those are your last. Those are the last words. I ain't dead yet. No.
Such bravado.
And I will say it. I mean, I don't know if it's a smile, but its face contorts and it looks at you very eagerly, and it speaks to you. I don't think it's a language that you understand. What languages do you speak?
I speak a lot. I can speak Common, Draconic, Giant, Goblin, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
You don't. This is not a language that you know. But a few of the words are a little bit familiar. You think that it might be some language distantly related to Undercommon, or that maybe has a couple of loan words. Like the grammar, syntax, pronunciation is not the same, but like you catch something that you think maybe means food. Or it could just be complete coincidence. But yeah, it's clearly capable of some sort of communication.
Food, hungry, great feast right in front of me. All
Yum,
of
yum.
these things.
Tasty.
Delicious. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So that is Mars's go. Clover, what you doing?
Longsword attack.
Yes.
Is there one right next to me still?
Yes. Just got done slapping at you ineffectually 4 times.
Crit.
Beautiful.
So it's double the dice. That means I double the dice or roll the dice twice?
Roll the dice twice, add the modifier once.
Also, halfling luck only works on d20s, right?
Yes.
All right. So 8 plus 1 plus 2, 11.
11. Beautiful.
How does it look?
You think that if it was not so rubbery, this probably would have killed it, but the body just like you slash down, and it's a very powerful blow, and there's a gash, and there's some sort of foul-smelling liquid pouring out of it. It's very badly injured, but just the rubberiness of its flesh seems to absorb a significant amount of the blow. But it's badly wounded, but not down.
Okay, but it's wounded enough. I'm just gonna unwavering mark it and leave it at that.
Cool. What is the effect of Unwavering Mark?
If it does an attack next to me to somebody else, I can use a reaction to attack it. Basically.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is it's not going to attack anyone but you. So it is going to attack twice.
Doesn't do anything.
So Clover is charmed because I rolled very, very low. However, I'm going to spend a Major Bane to give it advantage. Because why not?
Are you spending the one specifically for Clover?
The one specifically for Clover.
Okay.
So you're getting your mana potions worth here, Kelly. Which turns out was a really good idea because now my low is a 19. Does a 19 hit you?
18's my AC.
Okay, so a 19 and a 20, 19 and a 21 hit you. Good. So that was a very good choice. I wholeheartedly approve of players baiting themselves. There we go.
You destroyed Tough entirely.
Yeah, right? So 6. Ooh, 7, 8. Oh no! That's 21 points of damage.
For being charmed?
Well, you were until you baned yourself.
Yeah.
I'm still up.
You're still up? Wow.
Yep.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Well, you have 1 hit point left or something?
No, I got 7 hit points.
Oh, wow.
So
Lucky
it wasn't able to get its tentacle / starfish hand over your mouth, but now it's got one kind of digging into your side and one on the opposite shoulder, and it's just holding you, trying to crush you. And you can feel those little spikes worming their way into your flesh. Yeah. But that's what it's done, and it's holding you now.
Gross.
Cool. And then that was that one. We have the one over by Min that has a hold of Min. It is going to attempt to whack you with
Is it Mars?
Mars, I'm sorry. You can't tell, but I'm actually looking right at Sin.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to use its one free tentacle. That's a miss and a crit. So you're going to take a little bit of damage, and it's going to smack its starfish tentacle right over your face. This time, significantly better damage. 11 points of damage.
Alive.
And
Barely.
you cannot breathe or speak.
Oh,
So now it's got
lovely.
you by the face and it's kind of shaking you. Cool, that's their go. Carbon.
Cool. Carbon's gonna go over to the one by Mars because, god damn it, Mars owes him money.
Right.
All these things keep trying to kill Mars. What? God, should have just tied you up and left you at the other place. And I think that Carbon is going to attack recklessly.
Yes.
And on the way over is bonus action shifting.
Cool. Into Fire Bear.
Yes. Ooh, yes, crit.
Lovely. Roll it up.
Is so 17 damage.
So you just knock this thing off. Like you wind up, aim for the fences, and this thing, it's quite painful, Mars, as the starfish tentacle is just ripped out of your face, all the little sucking as the little spines kind of pull themselves free from your cheeks. But it goes flying and then tumbles over to near the entrance.
Sweet.
Very, very well done. Min.
All right. Well, there's one left over by our light source, so I'll just shoot at that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what his damage is. Ooh, this time it is 13 points of damage.
Ah, yes. So you just blast it. Like almost apart. Like it hears the cocking sound and it swings itself around to look at you as it's holding on and maybe gets just enough distance. And you just blast it right in the torso. And so Clover now has 2 arms like hanging off of them. And the 2 legs kind of like stand up for a moment and then fall over. The torso is just splattered everywhere and the head kind of rolls over. And then lifts into the air.
Well, now I'm just heavily armed.
You want to bane yourself again?
Yeah.
No, don't. He already paid for that pun.
So it's in the shadows, but those of you with dark vision can certainly see that the head rolls and then kind of still rolling lifts off the ground. It's kind of spinning in the air and then flies over into the entrance of the cavern beyond where your dark vision can see. And you hear a cracking sound and then a slurping sound and a little bit of a satisfied mewling. I would say even, yeah, with your dark vision, Carbon, you can see the body of the other one that had rolled over near the entrance be yanked into the darkness, and you hear another kind of crunchy cracking sound and more and then within seconds you hear a hollow like you're like you know you're down at the bottom of the milkshake kind of
Yeah.
sound.
Slurping it up.
Yeah, trying to get the last little bit of milkshake out the bottom.
Yep.
And then the head comes rolling back into the room, making a bit of a hollow gourd sort of sound against the stones.
Well, I have a feeling we ain't done yet, fellers. Clover, you want to point that light over towards the entrance that we just came through?
Clover does so.
All right. So to describe what you see, They are quite small. Purple, smooth, shiny skinned. Maybe 2 feet tall. They're like cute little purple guys. With cute little black squid eyes, big bulbous squid heads, and big long tentacles. 2 of them have apparently just finished sucking the brains out of these other monsters. And they kind of a little bit with the light, but then kind of blink their eyes and kind of look at you.
We look at them.
Is it still combat?
Well,
is it still action order?
Well, it is currently Mars's turn. So Mars can decide what to do at this point. We'll say there are 5 of them.
You know lots of languages, Mars.
Mars will attempt to speak Undercommon to them, since the other things sounded similar.
Okay. What are you trying to say?
I can't speak whale.
Hello. Come in peace. Please don't eat us. We're not tasty.
What I understand is eat.
Right. All you hear is eat us. Tasty. Yep. That's fine. As soon as you speak, they all look over at you with their big black eyes and kind of cock their head sideways. What is Clover doing?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I mean, give Clover one reason why not to open fire. Because that's what Clover's instinct is.
Don't.
That's
Wait.
2 reasons. That's 3 reasons.
Well, then Clover feels that reaction from Min, but just keeps the gun pointed.
Okay.
So I will hold the attack action.
Okay, so you pull out your gun and you're going to hold. You're going to.
Yeah.
So you're readying your attack. You're taking the ready action, and you will attack if what happens.
They come towards us in any like hostile speed.
Right. Yeah. And you can always forego a ready action. Like, it's not like you set up a trigger and then it's like, oh, I would rather not do that. No, we gotta. So yeah, you're like, if they seem to move hostily, you're gonna pop one of them. Cool. What is Carbon doing?
Carbon.
Clover, do you pull the arms off yourself, or are they just still hanging from your flesh?
I'm trying to look menacing. I'll probably keep them there.
Okay. They're still moving. They're still. You can feel the starfish fingers still trying to move around.
No, if it's still moving, I take it off.
Okay.
Yeah, Carbon walks over and is like, you got a little something on your face there.
Got it, just, a little.
Yeah, here, just yank.
Okay, so Carbon goes over and yanks the arms off. What else are you doing, Carbon?
Probably the same as Clover, readying an action in case they come at us in a hostile manner. Because if you don't have to fight them, you'd rather not. Also, still a little bit angry, so we wouldn't mind smashing them. But...
So you're readying to attack one if it gets within range in a hostile fashion?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Right, Min. What are you doing?
Is there another one of those guys? They only ate 2 of the heads, right?
Yeah.
The things we killed?
Yes, that's true.
I'll go find the other head and toss it to them.
Okay. Excellent. So you go over and kind of maybe like hack off with your hatchet the head of the other one and just like toss in their general direction. Well, it's their turn. So yeah. as the head flies through the air, it stops abruptly and kind of hangs there in space. And then now that you have light on them, you can see one of the little guys kind of rears up and opens up its tentacles wide, and then the head directly into its mouth, and you hear that same crunch, and then it pops out. And it, yum, 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 yum.
I don't think I need to see this. It's interesting.
And then they all look at Min, and Min, in your mind, you hear 5 voices say, "Thank you."
Oh, you're welcome. I say out loud, and then I think it in my head, just in case.
"We can hear you."
Oh, good. Y'all live here?
"Yes,
Oh, okay.
this is home."
Oh. You know what these things were? I
Food.
point at. Oh, okay. Are you all full?
"No."
Oh.
I mean, 3 of them are have big distended bellies because they have an entire humanoid-sized brain in their bellies. But 2 of them are kind of like, no. Little tentacles twitching.
We could find you some more.
You would do that?
Yeah, just let us be, and we'll find you. You like eating brains?
Yes.
Okay.
Smart brains, tasty brains.
You won't find too
that
many
among
smart
us.
brains here.
You're smart.
Anyway.
But you're nice. You kind of see them look at each other and little, twitch their little tentacles, and then they turn back and look at you and go, "You're nice."
Oh, well, thank you. Say, have you seen any other shiny black rocks around, like...
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know where those are?
Yes.
We'll find you some more food if you can take us to it.
Yes. There's another surface dweller, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, he's not nice. He tried to fight us.
Did you eat his brain?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah. All right, well, let's head over there.
Okay. You all follow.
Okay.
And they will kind of... Yeah, they will just kind of start toddling. They're a little top heavy. They have lots of tentacles. 2 of them are very, very long and kind of tend to drag the ground a little bit unless they hold them forward. And when they do try to hold them up, their heads kind of wobble from side to side a little bit on their little tiny stumpy legs. They do have little tails. And so it's kind of like a bunch of toddlers kind of running in a little bit of a zigzag pattern. They're not very fast. They're significantly slower than you guys. But because they're so small and there's so many various different limbs moving, they give the impression of moving very quickly. But they move at about 15 feet. Which means they're making 30 feet around because they're double moving. So you guys can walk and keep up with them. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And mostly it's just, what you hear through your ears is more of the same yum, 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 kind of burbling. Does anyone speak Gnomish?
I ask Min, do you think it has parents here?
No.
We have a mother.
Oh,
We're
you
taking
have
you
a
to our
mother,
mother.
do you?
Yes.
No.
They may not be able to understand the languages you're speaking, but they are telepathic. So
Yeah. No, I'm sure they heard me.
and they will cycle through deep speech and Gnomish.
Yeah, I don't know any of this.
Speak
And then
common and English.
and then just go straight to telepathy. So they try words in your head, because they're making these little mewling noises. They apparently can't articulate speech, but they try to actually speak in words to you, but it's not anything that you understand, with the exception that one of the languages does have a few loan words into Undercommon. The other one you might recognize as Gnomish, like especially you men. Another of the employees at the manufactory where I used to work are gnomes, so you probably recognize the accent, but you don't really speak the language. Mm-hmm. That not working, they just are resorting to straight telepathy, so it's more just like impressions and feelings than it is like words.
Yeah.
So, toddle.
Do I know what type of creatures these are?
I think you could make an Arcana check. Seems most reasonable.
Oh, that's a 10. They're weird little guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
Squid billies.
Right. They're for sure not natural. So you think that they are...
That's good to know.
You think that they are aberrations.
Yeah, okay.
I will say everyone has probably heard, campfire stories of the denizens of the deep. And there are stories of a particular type of denizen of the deep that has tentacle faces, squid eyes, and eats brains. But those are always portrayed as extremely powerful and tall and lithe and very, very, very dangerous and just incredibly evil.
Like if it was someone's mom or something.
Well, maybe. These are kind of goofy. I mean, they eat brains, clearly.
Like they're kids.
You don't know. But they seem...
Not knowing.
They don't seem particularly... They just don't give off an evil vibe. And everything you've heard about the other ones. They probably have a variety of different names, or just the squid faces or whatever that you might have heard around ghost stories at night. They match the description very slightly, and maybe to the extent that you think that those are just exaggerated tales that refer to these creatures.
They look huge to me.
They kind of are.
It's kind of cute, except for the part where they eat your brains. Yeah,
everything's tall to Clover.
Yes. So, what are you doing?
Clover's following Min's lead.
I guess keeping them trying to keep up conversation away from the fact that we all have brains.
So I will continue to prove that I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody just be really, really dumb. We're very good at that.
Yeah. And then, just kind of, keep an eye where we're walking in case we're going down. Because I presume we just have to wind out of that because there wasn't really another way out of this room.
Yeah, and they are going to lead you back toward that T-junction. And then down toward the south where the previous tracks had gone that you had followed.
Right. And those are making sense a little bit, maybe?
Yeah. So, are you doing anything, or are you just following them?
What do you plan on feeding them, man? I mean, I think we left the brains of those people we killed upstairs. Up back at town. Oh my god, I hate this so much.
Very silly.
Yeah,
I'm terrified.
God,
it's fine. I'll switch it over so people can actually see.
Well, I mean,
that's what these little guys look like.
We'll find something. We can. You guys eat animal brains? Oh, they're not very smart, are they?
No.
Shame.
Only if we're really, really hungry and not many animals come down here.
Yeah. They might.
Yeah. We try not to eat people, though.
people? Like us?
Yeah. We try not to.
Well, that's a good effort.
Because we remember being people.
Oh no.
From before.
Before what?
Before the mother.
Oh, fun.
The mother?
Mm-hmm.
Where is this the mother?
You'll see soon.
No.
That's why they're speaking Gnomish.
Yeah. I think that Min is smart.
I have like a 12 or something. Yeah, I have a 12 in
Yeah.
intelligence and wisdom.
That's true.
Like,
And I'm saying that they're
broadcast.
they're broadcasting to all of you so you can all hear this.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yes, we remember the sun.
Do you remember being gnomes?
Yes. And then the mother's blessing came.
Clover doesn't walk any further.
Clover's like, oh.
Clover stops.
Arm's like, yeah, that's cool. It's got turned into cool little creatures. That's
Oh, don't worry,
Fascinating.
friends. She won't grant her blessing to you. Not right away, anyway, unless you really, really want it.
I think I'm probably pretty good.
I think we're good.
But come, your
Yeah.
friend is waiting.
Yeah, we should
Yeah, there's
probably
surface
go get
belly.
him.
Yeah, let's go grab him.
Clover's trailing far behind. But follow.
Yeah, just you're keeping them at the edge of your dark vision. Or do you have dark vision? No, you don't. You're a halfling, so you're just staying kind of in the darkness by yourself. You hear sounds and echoes kind of behind you. It's a little bit creepy. But yes. So, within maybe 20 minutes after you return to the tea, because it's you would get there much faster if you were going at your own speed. You kind of have to wait for these little guys. There is a sort of similar opening. It opens up into what, to those of you with dark vision, or as Clover plays the light around, can see. There are some areas of kind of rough wall. You see similar signs that this area was mined, but only a little. Like only the area very near where this kind of cut of the shaft intersects this big cavern. Beyond that is a very, very vast area, and you can see in the sparkling of the Everbright lantern, you can see large crystal extrusions on the walls. And you can see in the center of this chamber, not the center lengthwise, but kind of in the center from side to side. This is a long kind of, or an oblong cavern. It goes far enough that neither your light nor your dark vision can see the other side. There's a depression, and there's a single very, very large crystal. It's not floating, but it looks like maybe it was like dug out or something. So it narrows down to a point that is maybe only like a foot wide at the base. So it's practically freestanding. And unlike the other ghost crystals that you've seen, this one glows with an inner light.
Is this the mother?
Yes. She speaks if you're willing to listen. Come.
Clover is just
Your
silent.
friend is nearby.
Still leaning back in the group.
So there is, the glow isn't bright. It's certainly, it's no brighter probably than a torch or a candle flame. It doesn't do a very good job of illuminating the area. And it has this strange kind of shimmering effect. Like when you look at the crystal glowing itself, it seems like a solid, maybe very slightly pulsing glow. But if you look at And this area does have stalagmites and stalactites. If you look at the area where this light is shown directly on stalagmites, stalactites, fallen stone, etc., there's a weird kind of almost pattern, a shimmery pattern cast by its shadow. There are, based on what you can see, 20, 50, 80 more of these little guys. Just kind of chilling. With dark vision, or when your lantern goes against the wall, you can see that they have constructed almost like little homes along the sides of this cavern. You can see little areas where maybe they're farming fungus or something. Clearly not to eat. It's a strange kind of, think like enoki, like very fine, tall, like sinewy growths. And maybe you could even see one using both its little hands and its tentacles to weave these fibers together. It appears to be what their clothing is made out of. And even you can see like along the walls that these are more tense than they are like stone fortified structures.
How do you all eat? How are we going to feed all these people, man?
Well, I'm just feeding the two here, right?
Yes, we don't have to eat often.
So we'll go find them something.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as we're just doing the two. I didn't know what we're walking into here.
Yeah, and as you come in, they like all of them. As soon as you get within like 30 feet of any one of these individuals, its little head on a swivel points at you, and they track you with their little dark eyes. And you can hear a very faint telepathic murmur. They're not addressing you; they're talking to each other. But there's enough of a bleed through that you can almost hear this wave of chatter as you make your way into the center of this chamber.
Just
where there's this big old crystal. So what do you do?
I asked them where the other surface dweller is.
One of them will look over in a direction for a second, and then you will see another one of their little fellows. He is floating in the air, and it's just kind of tugging him. And it brings him over to you and then releases the levitation, and he kind of falls a couple of feet and groans a little bit. It is Stipo. He does not appear to be wounded. He does have a little bit of blood coming out of his nose. He kind of groggily comes to, looks around, and starts freaking out. Like really, really loudly.
I'm going to Robot sit, and Robot's going to just kind of keep him down on the ground, like a nice compression blanket, except it's made out of metal.
So Robot puts a foot down on him to keep him from running away. And then a couple of the little guys next to you will like, he's very loud. And then they will stare at him, and you can see the air around their heads kind of vibrate. And then there's this blast that goes towards the guy, and he's just, ugh, and his eyes roll back. We keep having to do that. He's very unreasonable.
Yeah.
Very nice trick you got there.
There's another fresh flow of blood out of his nose and now out of his ear. His eyes are completely rolled back.
That's going to be some permanent damage.
That's why we didn't eat him. His brain's a little scrambled. Also, we try not to eat people.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So looking around, I mean, the Mother Rock is interesting, but also not what we're here for. So there's the other crystals in the wall, just everywhere. I'm just going to say, hey, you don't mind if we mine some of the crystals here, do you? I don't want to disturb your mushroom growth stuff.
I think you will not touch the mother.
No, not the mother, not the mother. The
like all of them as one lean forward, tentacles rising.
No, not the mother, not the mother. The stuff on the wall, the not mother crystals.
Let me see. Oh, sure.
Okay.
And you'll bring us food.
Yes, we'll bring
So tasty.
you two
Brains.
food. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure it out, but we'll find some. We might have to leave and come back because no one comes down here.
Well,
But-
sometimes they do. And then we try to
Oh.
make sure they don't die.
That's true.
They also attract the others. So it's always fun when others come down.
Those other ones.
Yes, yes. They're not that tasty, but they'll suffice.
So if we just stay down here longer, would more of those guys show up?
Yes, if you wandered around, I'm sure they would hunt you and track you.
Oh, okay.
And then if you kill them, we can eat their brains. And then if they kill you, we can eat your brains.
Ooh, yeah, I guess. Let's sit around and get some crystal and stuff and make polite conversation with these guys.
Sure.
Yeah, no, Clover's offering to go and get food or something. Clover's like, no, how about y'all do the mining? I'll go get brains.
Every time you try to leave, yeah, every time you try to leave, I'm just going to be like, robot, and the robot's just going to kind of like get in your way every time, you know.
Clover's like, I'm not a fan of this place.
It's fine. They're fine. They said they won't eat us unless we die.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And they
not a
probably
fan of
won't
this
kill
place.
us.
Clover is just like on edge the entire time and is readying the run action.
Just constantly. Got it.
Ready to bolt.
Got it.
One of my infusions is a bag of holding, so we can just fill that sucker up.
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah. How long are you planning on hanging out here?
Well, I think we can do a short rest if people would like to do that to maybe get some hit points back. So at least that long.
Okay.
And then however much time it takes to mine. And then I think I'm going to ask, we'll probably revisit once we get all the stone we want. Like, do we want to sleep here? It's probably fine. Or do we just want to go explore and try to lure out some of those creatures so we can get them some brains that aren't us buying animals to throw down here? Or digging up the miners that we killed and throwing their bodies down here.
Well, as you think that they will send you a message, or that you'll get the image that, like, after a short period of time, the brain is no longer good for them.
Yeah,
it's okay if the creature has died like within minutes, but yeah, they're not interested in. Gross.
Yeah. So
They want the mind, not the meat.
But you do, as you think that, or as you talk about it, the telepathic reaction you get is not just, ooh, gross, we won't eat it, but it's more like, that's what the other one eats. There's a brief image of kind of a purple-skinned, hairless, larger creature. Similarly with weird tentacles, kind of just like growing out of its body. It has two long ones coming out of its shoulder blades, other small ones just kind of randomly sprouting from its body. Very gaunt, long tongue, big fangs, big pointed ears. It is a medium-sized in your mind. It's almost like you get a little flash of memory as these little guys kind of scurry back into hidey holes whenever it comes out. No, don't bring corpses. It would attract the other one.
the other one.
Yes.
Hey, from that image, did that look familiar?
Make another Arcana check, I think.
A 9. Doing good?
Yeah,
Doing
no.
good?
No.
I'm just really trying to prove I'm not smart.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean anyone can.
repeatedly.
I mean anyone could make that because you're all getting this simultaneously. The same picture. It's very, very creepy looking. It's almost vampiric looking.
Crazy. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's see if Carmen knows what this is. Probably not.
I was
No,
listening
that's a
to
nat
this-
one.
I was like, this sounds different.
Which is
Now I'll see what.
nat 1 minus 1. Woo, Carmen knows nothing.
Anyone can roll it.
Mars
need to
will
roll
try to roll it.
Sure.
Yeah. It's Arcana,
That
right?
thing's a
Yep.
bear. That's what it is.
That's a 3.
Yeah. You have no idea. You know it's enough, I think, for Min. You can probably surmise that it's some other transformed, formerly surface dwelling, but you're not quite sure what. I mean, pointed ears could be elf, but then again, could be goblin, hobgoblin, you name it. It's real ugly though, and you're only catching little glimpses of it, and the glimpses of it are colored by the telepathic impression of vicious, ravenous hunger and sort of like a disdain for all life. It doesn't seem to hunt the little guys, but you get the sense that it might just like kill them for sport, but it doesn't seem to view them as a food source.
So if this is their mom, I guess they don't like. I guess they play the game "Don't Wake Daddy."
No, it's another child of the mother.
Mm.
But it was bad to start with, and then the mother's gifts made it worse. We can't drive it out. We would if we could. But it's very strong. So be careful.
Yeah, thanks for that warning.
It doesn't often come here. It comes here occasionally just to wreck our homes and to destroy our crops. It seems to enjoy inflicting hardship.
All right, so I don't know about y'all, but I don't think I want to sleep here. Rest for a minute, man, and get out. But
You'll probably be safe with us.
I mean, they'll wake us up if somebody comes by. I got the old musket that will keep us alert.
They're
If we rest
perfectly happy.
up, we can go get their brains that we promised them from all the things that
Clover
want to
is-
hunt us here.
Clover is just like muttering under her breath that she's never gonna trust a Minotaur ever again.
So this is a great, like, they have little mushroom farm, have a beautiful mother crystal that they surround themselves with
Yes.
that I'm not getting too near to out of respect. And you know,
they're giving us all these crystals, so I guess I can't really fault them for anything.
Yeah,
They've been mighty hospitable.
I mean, as long as and we can bring the farrier back up too. We'll just keep him unconscious.
Yeah, he's gonna without
Maybe-
magical healing, he's just gonna need to like do normal healing for a couple of days. He's in he hasn't taken hardly any physical damage, but he's been blasted with psychic damage a bunch.
And will continue to be as long as we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that part isn't great, but
Well, the good news
also-
is he's not waking up anytime soon. So unless you
good.
heal him, he's
Yeah, no.
at this point he's in a very, very deep sleep.
Listen,
Cool.
if we're gonna
They're
get
even
some
bringing
more-
over little mats of the mycelium from their little farms that they've dipped in cave water, and they're dripping it into his mouth because they know he needs to stay hydrated or he'll die.
There you go. There's water, everything you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
So it's your
they
choice.
seem fine, but we do need to get them brains because otherwise, I think it would be a little rude.
Yeah, I don't want to.
And if we're going to fight something and get brains, I would really like to, refresh my spell stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, getting knocked unconscious is a little bit draining, so I wouldn't mind taking a bit of a rest here.
Yeah, so we'll just camp here, maybe kind of away from the crystal and away from the entrance.
Cool.
Try to keep a low profile in here, and they'll all let us know, and then we'll go hunt them some brains once we're feeling good, and we'll have all the rocks and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
They'll even pull over a little cot for Clover because Clover is the right size. It's not made of wood. It's made out of, like, there's probably deeper in the cavern a different species of fungus that when dried makes almost like a driftwood that is workable. So they've made a simple kind of X-frame cot with little straps of fungus cloth. And I will tell you that whatever this material is, and maybe it's due to their facility with weaving because of all the fingers and tentacles, it's actually quite smooth. It feels like raw silk. So it's thicker and rougher than like the finest silk, but it's very smooth and surprisingly warm for being such a thin material, which is useful because this cave is quite cool, given the large amounts of energy absorbing crystal in it.
Clover is mad about how nice it feels because Clover's trying to stay awake and is just fighting it, and it probably gets the best sleep they've ever had.
Yeah, you're fighting it, and then one of them comes over and like uses its little hands and its tentacles to kind of tuck you in, just right up in your face.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yes, and they'll bring, like covers and things for the rest of you, but they don't have a bed that will fit any of the rest of you.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, you actually do get, I think you probably get some unusual dreams, given that you're very, very close to hundreds of psionic creatures and some weird crystal. But I would even say that because they're also sleeping, or some of them anyway, you probably have dreams of gnomes, gnome miners, who you probably get the impression that they or their ancestors decided to stay when, for whatever reason, this pit was abandoned. And they've been here for a very long time. But yeah, they were gnomes. Out of curiosity, I would like everyone to give me an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, it's a 4.
Nat 20.
Okay. So a 4 for Carbon.
Yep.
I got 8.
Okay, 8 for Clover. What'd you get there, Mars? This is a magic effect. If anyone has any advantage on saving throws versus magic. It's also technically a charm effect. So if you have any advantages or resistances to charm effects. I don't think anyone does, but yeah, it's not frightening. What'd you get there? 11. Oh, okay. So Carbon, Clover, and Mars. You all wake up. Carbon, Clover, and Mars, you are not shocked, but what strikes you is that it seems like the glow from the mother crystal is brighter. Like you can see better in its light. And maybe it's just because your eyes have accustomed, but you're just like, as you wake up and cast your eyes, right, you don't feel weird, but it's like you can almost see your surroundings much better. And as you look over at the crystal, it's just beautiful. You can kind of start to understand why these little guys are so enamored with it.
Can I go check my reflection up really, 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 really close to this crystal?
Yep, it doesn't give a reflection.
I touch the crystal and see if I can feel a vibration.
There's no vibration. There's a very faint sense of warmth. It's still cooler than like your body temperature, but it's significantly warmer than it ought to be sitting here in this, cold, dark place. And it just feels comforting. Like it's not so much the feeling of your hand against the crystal. It's you can almost feel the light, this kind of purplish glow, like a little bit of a warm breeze blowing across you. It's very relaxing.
I stay there longer than I should, and then I quickly pull my hand away and walk away.
Yeah, no
That's
reaction.
what, like others.
It's
see.
just nice. It's just nice and pleasant. Min, everything's normal to you. It's still very pretty. But maybe you're not quite as fascinated with it as your fellows are.
See, it was perfectly fine to stay here overnight. Everything's exactly the same.
Yes.
Clover's like, no, we should go. We should go. They don't want to go as much, but they're saying it.
Yeah. You don't feel any compulsion to stay, to be clear. It's just you think of it like you feel slightly more attuned to whatever frequency this thing gives off, and it's nice. I will even say you don't feel as hungry as you ought to, having woken up from a long rest. Like you feel very, very slightly vitalized.
Clover actually feels a lot better, but Clover is definitely keeping the appearance that nothing has changed.
Okay, cool.
No, let's keep going.
So, yes, you heal up. You regain any hit points you spent. You get your spells back.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. I feel refreshed. We got a bag full of crystals. Time to go hunt some tentacle guys and get a couple brains.
And it's probably now maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
We keep out hours.
I mean, yeah, you probably have to kind of like, think and count on your fingers. Like, wait a second, we came down. We weren't here down that long. We came here, we got beat up. We went to bed pretty quickly. So it's sometime, late night, early morning on the next day. But you don't think the sun is up. So what do you do?
And can Mars use their shape-changing ability to shape-change into one of the workers from the inn?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming that when you tell me, when you go unconscious, you revert to your normal, obviously not human state. But I'm assuming that when you're conscious, you have a guise on. Or tell me if that's not true.
Yeah, that could be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, you will come out and will look like it. You will look. It'll dip behind a stalagmite and come out and look like a different person.
Yeah.
I assume at this point everyone has caught on that Mars is not necessarily totally normal.
Yeah.
I think so.
Aren't hurt any of us.
Cool. A couple of little purple guys will look at you a little bit and make more noises, and then yeah, they kind of go, "Oh, okay, cool, changeling, whatever."
Yeah.
Ooh, a fresh.
Right.
Nope, same person.
Oh yeah, new brain. No, same old brain. Oh well.
Same old brain. Sad.
Yeah.
Well, we going hunting or what?
Yeah, let's get some brains for our friends here.
Okay. Well.
Great.
You have, so you know that the east-west terminates in another chamber. There is an exit to this chamber further to the west. You can actually go through this long chamber, but it's not mined. It's all kind of natural caves and caverns.
Maybe stick with the mined areas because that will be easier for us.
Yeah, it's safer.
Yeah.
The other one tends to stay down deeper in the caverns.
Yeah, I don't want to fight that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll find some more of those tentacle guys.
Yes, maybe you will. So you're going to head up to the north now.
Yeah.
Since that's the one area you haven't explored. All right. So, yeah, you do. This appears to be the area where a lot of the mining actually happens. So within maybe 5 minutes, it opens out into maybe like a 30-foot wide area that has galleries that shoot off at right angles. There's probably like 7 on a side. So, and just casting your light down, they're long, relatively narrow, like 6-7 feet wide, just shafts. And you can see like the walls are all pocked as they were mining through and just like pulling out chunks of this material. But this appears to be the main deposit, not counting what was back in the large cavern. But just based on the extent of how much earth and dirt, stone and a little bit of dirt has been excavated here, this looks like where the majority of the work happened. So there's this gallery of really 14 long passages. If you kind of looked at it, you can see that occasionally there's a cross passage. So like a loose kind of grid pattern.
I mean, we can hunt or we can use some bait.
Oh, aren't we the bait?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the whole point.
That's what I meant. I was just talking about singing really loudly or something.
If you start singing, I'm gonna lose it.
And the cave might lose it too. I don't think we should make... Says the person who shot a gun inside of a cavern.
Yeah.
Watch out for loud
Your ears
noises.
are still
it might
probably
call a
ringing.
Cavemen.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just talk, I guess, and wait till they show up, wander around a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's try to stay in this main area. There's more space to move around in.
Okay. So you're staying in the main area, but maybe are you like lighting a fire or flashing your light around? What are you attempting to do to attract unwanted attention?
Let's do a fire so we can have more light when we need it.
That's a good idea.
Sure.
All right. So someone lights a little bit of a bonfire.
Clover tries to whistle, but looking at Carbon kind of quietly whistles.
Carbon just pulls the warhammer off and
then stops whistling.
Kind of taps it and then puts it back once the whistling stops.
Right.
And maybe
takes out the alchemy jug and chugs a little bit of beer on top of that.
Mars, in the sort of escort-looking appearance, kind of wanders around, not too far from the group, just like a maiden in distress. You know, like, oh, I'm just a helpless little lady here. Come eat me.
Okay.
Whatever will I do?
Cool. All right. Interesting. Oh, never mind. That doesn't matter. Yes, it is very smart, and the other one is very dumb. Cool.
Yeah, we heard that.
And I assume we told our little friends, like, hey, just kind of lurk near-ish us, just hide out, and we'll give a holler when we found some brains.
For the freshest brains.
They're mostly expecting you to bring back a
Well,
head.
we can do that too if they want that. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's some nasty stuff in here that will kill them.
Oh yeah.
Unless they arrive in force, and if they arrive in force, then things tend to hide.
That's true.
So they figure you guys are a perfect bait, and they don't want to use one of their own. So, and they don't have to eat; they just really love brains. So,
and I'm trying to uphold the end of the bargain for us wandering in.
Sure. So yeah, we will say. Mars, make a perception check for me.
Okay. Seven.
You notice nothing. And you're kind of off by yourself. You're all within sight of each other, at least within dim light, because you've got a nice, healthy fire. And we'll say it's tall enough that the smoke is just kind of hanging as a slowly growing cloud near the ceiling. Because lighting fires underground is maybe not great, but there's enough airflow, that you don't have to worry about suffocating yourselves, at least not with a small fire for a short period of time. I'm gonna say Carbon. I would like you to make a perception check.
Boy.
I'd just like to say that I'm staying relatively close to the fire, hopefully meaning I'm close to Carbon and Min.
Sure.
The nat one.
Okay, cool. Well, no one is surprised because Min's musket. But you are not prepared for what happens. What happens is, I think the first thing you notice is that the roiling layer of smoke above you, like you don't notice it until like almost too late, but you can see that like maybe there's a trail as if something is crawling on the ceiling, but keeping within that layer of smoke.
We gave it cover.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and give me some initiative rolls? Because that makes...
Oh, we should use fire to help us see. Wait, why can't we see where it's hiding?
Because smoke.
We're smart.
Got a 17.
Okay.
Got a 14.
Clover?
15.
15. And Min?
12.
Cool. This thing... Whoa. Oh. And that thing... So then we've got Carbon and Clover, then Mars and Min. All right. There we go. So, Mars.
Yep.
A little creature. Kind of bat-like. I assume you have a torch or something. Or are you just like staying near the edge of the dim light of the fire?
Mars is just staying near the end of the dim fire.
So you see down one of these channels a reflection of two little eyes. And then they raise up off the ground to about 4.5, 5 feet. And then this creature, bat-like wings, long, talon-tipped arms. It's quite thin. It's very slender, but it's reasonably tall. It's technically medium. Moves forward, and it's staring directly at you. And it says to you in common, "Oh, I know what you are." And then its form kind of wavers, and then a second one appears. And then they both begin to clamber their way down this narrow passageway towards you at great speed. Not quite room for them to fly in there, but there's a couple of them. So, that's what they have a chance to do. That brings us to Carbon.
Oh.
So about 15 feet above you and maybe 10 feet to the... what would that be? South is where this obvious something up in the smoke is.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. Carbon will take aim at it with his crossbow.
Okay. The attack will be at disadvantage because you cannot see it.
Yeah. So 14 was my low.
The crossbow bolt clatters against stone and then falls down to the ground. You probably do hear some sort of hissing, and there's a strong movement up in the smoke, and you do see, like, maybe you see the dip of a wing, and maybe a, like, almost insectile leg that ends in a scythe kind of briefly is visible as it scurries along the ceiling.
Cool. All right. And then he's going to bonus action shift.
Okay.
How about the bear?
All right. That brings us to Clover.
Is anything within 5 feet of me that I can poke with my sword?
No.
I ready to poke something with my sword.
Cool. I'm saying you guys are all relatively close together. It's only Mars who's off maybe 20 feet away, 20, 30 feet away. Cool. Mars, what are you doing? These things aren't quite up to you yet. If you wanted to go walk up to them, you'd have to like go into this little channel.
I don't think Mars would engage in combat just quite yet.
Mars is known for just rushing into melee.
Okay.
No, I'm not suggesting you should do that. I think maybe Mars learned from the last time, don't take on the big bad by yourself.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a rogue and you're relying on people around you for sneak attack.
A lifetime experience.
You can throw daggers, obviously, and you can certainly throw a dagger at it from where you are. It is going to be at disadvantage, though, because you can just barely see it. Kelly? On YouTube later, no one's going to be able to see the chat, but I'm just saying. The puns are just very painful. Psychic damage.
Campaign, there
Psychic
is
damage.
a bounty on Clover, and Carbon is gonna fulfill it.
Yes. Anyway, so Mars, it is within range for you to throw one of your like a dagger or whatever, or you can shoot at it. But if you do not move, it will be on you next round.
Mars will back away and walk closer to the party.
Okay, so use your move to group up with everyone.
Yeah.
You still have your standard action and a bonus. You, however, no longer have eyes on the weird creature with the wings. You can, however, see the area up in the smoke where Carbon shot. So your choice. You have an action and a bonus action if you would like. You may also take the ready action.
Mars will ready.
And what are you ready to do, and what's the trigger?
So ready their gun to fire in the direction of the things.
Oh, the ones that you just saw? Like as soon as they come into sight? Okay, cool. All right. Good job. That now it's going to be the thing above you. A horrible skull-like face. Big bat ears. The eye sockets aren't entirely hollow, like there's some little tiny glint way down deep, but it gives the impression of being some sort of skull. Pops out of the smoke and then screeches at you. I need all y'all to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is it frightened based?
It is fear based.
Yee.
17.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Get a 20, Clover.
What'd you get there, Clover?
11.
Oh no! The one with advantage is the only one who fails. You are frightened of this creature. You may not move closer to it, which means you may not move toward the exit. And you have disadvantage on all attacks as long as it is within sight of you. It screeches out as much into your ears as it does into your mind. You are transfixed in horror.
Oliver just says, I told you we should have left here.
Yes. And there may be a thing that is even worse. But anyway, we will see next time it gets a chance to do a thing. Now, Min, you covered your ears with this echoing screech.
Oh, Clover, don't worry, don't be afraid. It's not a big deal. I would clap you on the shoulder and cast heroism.
Oh,
Which you are immune to being frightened.
beautiful.
And you gain 2 temporary hit points at the start of each of your turns for the next minute while I concentrate on the spell.
Beautiful. Those don't stack, though. It's just 2 at the top, and then any damage you take, you reduce by 2. Cool.
Yeah. So, good. Thumbs up. And I'm going to position, if I can, Robot, and I want Robot to be next to me and Mars so it can help get disadvantage on any attacks coming at me or Mars. But that's a reaction it has. So.
Oh, good. That's a good call.
Yeah.
So, Robot is next to you. Awesome.
Yes.
Now, it is up the top. The 2 imp-like, devil-like looking creatures, although significantly larger than any imp that you have ever seen pictures of, kind of pull themselves out of that narrow passageway and then begin flapping their wings to fly over towards your group. The first thing that happens is that Mars' readied shot goes off, so go ahead and make an attack roll, if you would, please, with your pistol.
It's 11 to hit.
Ah, that does not hit.
You need new dice soon.
Oh, and I should clarify, only one of them comes out. I said there were 2, but there were 2, but only one of them comes out. Cool. So, 11 misses. And it's now gaining speed. It's got a 40-foot fly, so it does have enough to get up to Mars, because Mars was the closest. And is going to kind of like jump on you and try to claw and bite you.
So for the robot will defend, which is the defender, that's the robot, imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see that is within 5 feet.
And is it one attack roll?
I think it is one attack roll.
Okay.
So whatever attack is first.
So we'll say, I'll be nice and say it's the bite first. So the bite is with disadvantage, which prevented a crit, but it's still a 22, which that's still very good. And then the claw is a natural 1, so it's a miss. So maybe the robot, because it's flying around, like maybe kind of starts to get in this way, but then really only blocks that second one extremely well. So you are going to take, if I can find the right die, you are going to take a whopping 8 points of piercing damage from the bite, Mars, as it clamps down on you and pulls back. Oh, yes, rare meat, it says, in common. Oh, no. Do you speak Sylvan? Mars?
No.
But it recognizes you're a fey creature. So it probably is going to try to speak to you in Sylvan. And then when it sees that you don't recognize it, it's like, yes, delicious. You're not even sure exactly. You don't even know what you are, but I do. Cool. That's its go. Carbon.
Cool. I'm gonna whack the thing that's attacking Mars, and god damn it, they keep attacking the person that owes me money, and that just pisses me right off. So Carbon's gonna rage. Sorry, everyone, you're taking a little bit of
Yes.
fire damage.
How can you control that?
No.
We say
it
getting
almost-
singed again.
No, it happens when I get angry, and Mars keeps taking damage. So Mars keeps
Have you
making
ever
me
thought
angry.
about not getting angry?
No, why
Have
would
you
I
ever thought about
not?
anger management classes?
Hell no. It's swinging that double-handed swing of the warhammer
Yes.
at the
Do
creature.
it.
That is a
damage just-
dirty 20.
Yeah. That'll hit.
Do we actually take damage from Carbon?
Yes. 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's any creature within 10 feet of me takes 2 fire damage.
So
Are we that close to Mars? Is what I
yes,
guess I'm
Mars
asking.
ran over to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. You're all
Oh, okay.
cloaked.
Alright, so it's 2 points. I apologize.
Yep, so that
Luckily, you're
is-
going to get 2 temporary hit points, so eventually that will just balance out.
Yeah, so it'll just... Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
just
Actually, yeah.
mitigate
It
all the
just,
fucking
I think
damage.
it's when you cast the spell and at the beginning of your turn. Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's just the beginning of their
Okay.
turn.
Cool.
So that is 10 with the warhammer plus the 2 from the
Yep.
storm aura.
Beautiful. You whack it. Mars. Real quick. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, I got a good roll. That's a nat 20 with a 3.
Wow.
So it's 23.
Yay!
Nice. Yes.
So as this creature rears and goes and then is smacked away by Carbon, you put your hand up to your shoulder where it bit you, and you could feel the fangs sinking into your flesh, and then you're like, oh god, I don't know how bad it is, and you pull your hand back. There's no blood. Like, you kind of peek and look. That was all psychic damage. There's no mark on your flesh. It feels completely real. And you still took the damage. It's real damage. It's just not exactly what it seemed like. But that's just something that you know. Cool. So Carbon smacks this thing. Clover.
Is there anything else besides this thing that Carbon is smacking within reach?
For you, the thing on the ceiling is too high. Actually, I think for all of you, unless you have a range attack, you can attack the thing on the ceiling.
Yeah.
But you can.
I'm going to switch to range then.
Okay.
I haven't decided that. Okay. Sword's not going to work here.
I mean, you can
shoot
attack
thing
the thing that is trying to eat Mars. You can attack with melee. It's the thing on the ceiling that screeched at you that is out of melee reach.
In that case, the thing that's attacking Mars, did it look like it took damage from Carbon? Okay. Then I'll go and attack that.
Cool.
Wait, do I get more damage walking into Carbon's area? Okay. Then
It's just a burst of fire.
Yeah.
Okay. 16 plus 4, 20.
20 hits.
6 plus, I think it's 2. 6 plus 2, 8 points of damage. And I'd like to take my action surge based off
Yes.
how that the enemy looks. Is it still up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I figured. 11 plus 4, 15. Does that hit?
15 hits.
Okay. 4 plus 2 for 6 more points of damage.
Ooh. You were laying into this thing.
And I
it's,
will mark.
Yes, and you mark it. It's clearly taking the damage. But it doesn't seem... It's taking the damage, it's reacting, but it doesn't seem like it's concerned for some reason.
Okay.
Cool. That was clever. Mars. It's right there in front of you, and it does have enemies near. It has its enemies near it, your allies near it. So if you had hit it, you could sneak attack, or you could try to attack the thing on the ceiling.
I think Mars will attempt to cast Booming Blade on your dagger
Yep.
to then attack
Sure.
the creatures that
Yep.
it.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Make your attack.
So that's a 24 to hit.
That will 100% hit.
And then it's 1d4 damage.
Plus something. Plus your dexterity modifier.
Yeah. This, the triangle one is 1d4,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Oh, that's 6 damage.
Okay. It has the booming blade effect on it, and because it has one of its enemies adjacent, you may then also roll your sneak attack die, so 2d6 additional damage.
So 2d6. That's a 6.
6 total.
Yeah.
Cool. That is exactly on the dot what you needed. So you stab this creature, and this booming field of energy surrounds it, and then you twist your dagger, and then it winks out.
Yep.
And then you hear from back in the warren of tunnels a cackling. I'm not so easy to kill. All right.
I assume that was some sort of magic effect.
Sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Magic. All right. The thing above you is not that smart. But it is aware that its screechy screech failed. So it's not going to try that again. So instead it's just going to swoop down at 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to swoop down at Mars. That was a 2. And it's just going to try to rake you with its claws.
They all really want the person who owes money.
That was a natural 1. So Mars just ducks down as its claws rake very, very near you, maybe like catching the tip of your cloak or whatever. And then it kind of flies back up into the smoke, and you can hear clattering and you can see movement in the smoke. You have a general idea of what square it's in, but you still can't see it. Because it's not smart, but it is clever. Min.
Okay. Just trying to decide what cool weapon to use. I think we're going to switch to a hand axe because I feel like something else might come into melee at some point.
Okay.
So I'm just going to start by drawing that and then throwing it at the square where I think that guy went.
Yep.
So that's
and you've got the
disadvantage?
returning property on it.
Yeah.
Yep. So disadvantage on the attack.
So that is a 17 to hit on my low.
Yes, that actually hits.
All right. 15 for 7 points of damage.
Beautiful. Yeah, you hear a kind of like a clank. And you're not sure, is like, did it hit like a soft stone or whatever, but then when it pops back in your hand, you can see this kind of dark green, slightly fizzy junk adhere to the blade of your axe. You kind of shake it off. It's probably slightly acidic.
All right.
It smells like someone left a bag of shrimp in their trunk for a couple of days.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Gross.
Super gross.
So yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay, cool. All right. So another one of these winged creatures, the kind of impish looking one, is going to crawl out and look at you all, and is going to it doesn't have any particular feeling It's already tasted what men taste like. It's going to fly towards Clover.
To attract women.
Oh God. And it auto crits. No, I'm not gonna do that. But it is going to fly over towards you. It is going to bite for an 18, and it is going to claw for a 14. So that misses.
Does not.
Cool. So the bite does 12 points of damage. And then I haven't had halfling in so long. It's obviously quite mad. That is its go. You know what?
Nor have I is what I respond with.
It is going to fly away. Like to make a little bit of a circle. So if you have a melee weapon in hand, you may make an attack of opportunity against it.
I will do that. See if I have anything
All of
else
us
I
or
can
just
do.
Clover?
I'm just saying it's just Clover.
Okay.
Oh.
8 plus 4. I don't think it's going to hit,
Nope.
is it?
Nope. It took the risk. It kind of flaps back. So tasty. Get them, my pet. So Carbon, you're up.
So we could hear this thing like the whole time that it's been talking.
It's
right?
speaking. It spoke in Sylvan to Mars, and then when it could tell that Mars couldn't understand it, it switched to Common.
Okay. And did I see where it crawled out of?
Yeah.
Can I go over there and check out that spot to make sure it's not just like another fake one that it just sent out?
Sure. You probably do know because you saw it disappear. You look down at the very edge of your dark vision. You see on the ground what looks to be a nest, but it's a nest of bones, like skulls, mostly. Other small bones, but there's like a big pile of skulls.
Cool. That's not good.
And it turns around and looks at you as it, don't go disturbing my friends. Don't worry, you'll join them soon and then we'll have all the time in the world to talk.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to mess with them more. Cool. Yeah, I think Carbon's just moving towards that nest as far as he can get.
Yeah. You can start to move back if you wanted to, but you can't make a full circuit back and forth.
Yeah, no. No, I think he's stepping in towards the nest.
Okay. Gonna complete your movement and go down that way? You're gonna double move?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So you are like, we'll say basically halfway, a little bit further than halfway to the nest.
Yeah.
All right. Clover.
I don't think anything's in reach of me right now, is there?
No, because they flew away.
Run to anything? Can I run to anything within reach? I have 25 feet of movement.
Yeah, I would say you can run and jump to try to hit the thing that just bit you.
Yeah, I want to do that. Do I need to make like an attack or some sort of skill roll to see if I can do that?
Roll an athletics check and don't roll a 1. Or don't roll really poorly. Because it's possible you could
roll 1, I get to re-roll it.
That's true.
Actually do
I roll a 2.
Hey, I rolled a 1.
Re-roll
Oh my god.
Manifest.
17 plus.
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
athletics, so like plus 3 or something.
Yeah. So Clover gets this look on their face like they're, I'm going to do this something really cool, and starts chugging off towards this creature that's just bitten them, and then trips. But instead of falling flat on their face, kind of turns it into like a duck and roll, and then a spring up. So like your luck kicks in, instead of falling on flat on your face, you actually spring up and then bring your sword down on it. So what does the attack look like?
It's just a regular roll.
Just a regular attack. Yep.
Yeah, misses.
And then you miss, and then skid to a stop and turn around. But it looked really cool. It looked almost like you meant to do it. Cool.
And don't forget your 2 temporary hit points.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mars. There is nothing within melee range of you. Well, you could run. You could do kind of what Clover did and run over and like jump up and try to whack this thing. The one that's up in the smoke is outside of melee range, but you have a pistol. It's actually what you have in hand. Yeah,
is it every turn?
Yeah, it refreshes to 2 at the beginning of your turn.
It refreshes up to 2. Okay.
Up to 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Is the thing in the smoke humanoid?
No. It looks like a big creepy. Who knows? Maybe it's undead, but it looks like some weird cross between like a bat and a bug with a skull face.
Okay.
But I wouldn't call it humanoid.
Mars is going to attempt to shoot at it.
Cool. Make an attack with disadvantage because it has some obscurement from the smoke.
Okay. It's the wait no. So it was an 11.
Nope.
Good. Okay.
Boom! There's a smattering of rocks as you pulverize something, and you can see the shape underneath the smoke kind of dodge away, but you're fairly certain you didn't hit it. Cool. It doesn't like that, but it's just going to go after. No, I think the person who just tried to shoot it. Well, it's gonna have to decide between you and Min. So I'm gonna say evens Min, odds Mars. It's evens, so which is probably smarter for it. It's going to swoop down and try to get its claws into Min.
So the robot will give disadvantage for this attack.
Cool. Which is a good thing that it did, because that wound up being an 11, which I don't think hits you.
That will not hit me. Oh, robot, I love you so much.
Do you have a melee weapon in hand?
I do have a melee weapon in hand.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack of opportunity.
All right. That is a 24.
That does hit. With that same hatchet.
Yeah. The hatchet comes down, strikes again for 7 damage.
Whoo! So you clip one of its kind of insectile legs as it flies away. You hear it hiss and screech, but then you can also hear it goes into the smoke, and you can hear it clamp onto the ceiling again. All right. Min, it is in fact your turn.
All right. Well, it did just... So there's the one in the cloud. There's one that Clover's running at.
Yeah. There's one that Clover just jumped up and tried to hit.
Which is also in the air.
It is in the air, but not in the smoke cloud.
Not in the smoke. And then Carbon has going over to some sort of nest
Carbon ran
situation.
Off down one of these passageways.
Yeah, that Carbon will be fine. They're a bear. So I think I'll still attack the one in the... No, I should try to hit the one I can see, because that will probably be...
That's true.
Yeah, a better chance of hitting. So I will throw the hatchet at that one.
Yeah.
But that is only a 14 to hit.
That actually hits.
Ooh, nice.
Its armor is just weird leathery skin.
All right, well, that's 8 points of damage from the hatchet.
It doesn't like that.
Yeah, I bet it doesn't.
Why are you so mean? It says.
Because you're trying to kill us. And
I goes, well, good point.
I think that is it for me.
All right.
Cool. I'll draw a light hammer, so I'm extra ready. But I'm not gonna do anything with that.
All right, Clover. Since you are right next to this thing, and I mean, technically it's a little bit out of your reach, but you could hop up. It's not a problem. I would like you to make an attack of opportunity against it as it leaves.
Please be good this time. 10.
Yeah, nope. It just swoops around. And it's going to fly after our friend. It is.
I thought this was my long sword. This must be my wrong sword.
It's a longsword, but it's sized for a halfling. So, and that was very, very wrong. The good news is it is a very fast flyer. So it is going to pounce onto Carbon's back.
Someone just gave us a bang because of that. I'm sorry.
Why?
Awesome.
We didn't ask for this.
I'm going to give it advantage on the bite. So I'm going to use that right now.
Yeah.
So bite didn't actually need the advantage, but that's fine. It burned it up. That's a 22 with the bite, and the claw is a miss. Should have used it on the claw. So you take... You're still raging though, right?
Yep.
You take... Oh, you take 13 points of damage. But this time it's not psychic damage. It's actual real piercing damage, so you only take 6.
Okay. Whew. Goodbye, temp HP. Cool.
So you and it are now tussling halfway down this hallway. The rest of you are left with the thing in the smoke. Carbon, it is your turn.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna smack it with my hammer because I don't like being clawed at and bitten. 18 to hit.
Yes.
Oh wait, sorry, that's way more than that. Whatever. 17 plus 5, 22. I don't know.
Yeah. Technically, dark vision means you can see in darkness as if it's low light, and low light imposes disadvantage. But that's kind of BS. So I'm not going to worry about it.
Cool. Yay.
It would not apply to this thing because it actually has true sight. So it doesn't have to worry about any of that stuff, but just calling that out in case anyone's a D&D 5e nerd. It's like, well, they're in darkness and it should be. It's like, yeah. But then everything's at disadvantage for everything that has dark vision. And then every combat in the darkness with things that have dark vision, everything's at disadvantage, which means it takes twice as long. So we're just we're just going to gloss over that.
All right. So that is 11 damage with the hammer and then the 2 fire damage because bonus action activating that aura.
All right. What was the total again? 11 or 13?
13 with
13.
the fire
Okay.
damage.
Cool. Awesome. It hisses in your face. You're strange as well. I can't wait to learn all of your secrets once you're quiet. And still.
I'm real bad at shutting up, bud. I don't know if you know this.
Not once you're dead. Then you'll only speak when I want you to. Cool. Clover.
Is anything within 5 feet of me?
No.
Can anything be within 5 feet of me?
If it moves and attacks you.
Then I will stay near my friends and ready that action.
Cool. You do have a gun though, right?
Yeah, but I don't get to do as many cool things with it.
Okay. Mars. You still got your pistol in hand, I think.
Yeah. Will, like, if Mars casts Mage Hand,
Yes.
can it, like, waft the smoke away?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, not in such a way that would be really effective. Mage Hand has a
Okay.
few, and there's some things that you can do with it that are unusual, but like it can't replicate like a gust of wind spell, let's say. So you probably could flap it, but it would just move a little bit of smoke. And this is something you would know, so you wouldn't waste the action.
Okay. I think Mars will go over to where Carbon and the fighty thing went to, just to make sure that Carbon is okay.
You know what? You can move, bonus action dash, and get there, and still have an action for an attack.
Okay.
So Mars just takes off. Now it's just Clover and Min with the screechy creature. It's perfect. Split that party.
I was like, how does Mars do that? Oh, rogues. Right.
Yep.
So I can attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so can Mars attempt to, would it be safe to fire the pistol?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's very loud in a very enclosed space, but yeah, you could totally. You could also like get up to it and physically attack it if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter either way. You're going to be able to sneak attack.
Okay, Mars will attempt to attack with the dagger.
Okay, so you run up behind and
Yeah, backstab it.
yeah, literally
I wanted to
backstab.
remind you, Sin, that we have minor boons you can maybe use. How does that work, Michael?
So a little bit of healing, or like add a plus. Add like a D4 to a roll instead of advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to add the D4?
I would say wait until after.
Oh, we do it after. We can do it after.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah, why not?
So does a 24 hit?
Yeah. You want to use that boon? You want? Oh, hold on. You want to use that boon to add a D4?
Look.
Make it
Yeah.
sound
I
cooler with a
wasn't thinking
28.
Michael was nice.
24 hits
Michael was
like
mean.
most dragons. So yes, that 100% hits. So you will do your dagger damage plus your 2d6 sneak attack damage.
Okay. So dagger damage is 5 plus 2d6, which is 3. So that's 8.
Cool. Yeah, you catch it like between a couple of ribs, and it and flaps its wings, and its wing get kind of caught up in everyone's hair. It's a real mess in that little narrow passageway. But it's not having a very good time. So the creature now only has 2. However, it is for sure going after Min, because Min has attacked it, and it is bound and determined.
And
that
the robot will give it disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh yes, it does. Dang it.
Good robot. It's trying.
It didn't even need it because I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Oh.
Well. What's that?
So.
And do I get to hit it?
It is not smart, but it's smart enough that it doesn't want to risk it. So now you can actually, this is the first time that you've been able to see this thing. It is medium, but it's medium like in the way that like a horse is. It's it's much more massive, or takes up more area than like a human would. It has 6 legs that end in spikes, 2 very large ones up on the kind of thorax, one that's joined where whatever its waist is, has big large bat wings that it's now kind of flapping and folding back, and then it's kind of now rearing up kind of like a praying mantis and trying to jab at you with its spiky claws. It's real gross.
Yeah.
Real
it does
gross.
Look like that.
And remember,
maybe
smells like a can of cat food that sat in the trunk so long that it popped open.
Yeah, I'm really glad it's hanging out right by me, and I'm like looking at Clover like, well, maybe you were right to be scared, but don't be.
Yes, Min, it is your go.
All right, I'm going to attack it with my hatchet. That seems pretty good idea since it's here. Well, that's a natural 1.
Not gonna work. We've got. No, a major boon for Kelly, major bane for
No.
Kelly. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Kelly's done some pun work here. Really inspiring people. I'll tell Robot as a bonus action to bite it.
Cool.
Robot wants a piece of this guy. Got a 23 to hit.
Yes, for sure.
I guess, to be honest, Flavor is probably just like bashing it with its, because an armadillo doesn't really have claws or whatever, but that's fine.
No, they do.
So
they have big digging claws.
Oh, that's true. So it tries to rend it with its claws. Got 9 points of force damage.
Whoo!
Now yeah.
And it dances back.
Yeah.
It's not happy at this little metallic armadillo.
Yes. Good job, Robot. All right, and that it is it for me.
Cool. The creature that everyone is tussling with in the... It's mad, so it's not going to do that. Yeah. So... because it's flavorful. It's not exactly how it works, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, it is like it's flapping its wings around and it's trying to dodge and like keep you guys away. It doesn't have room to like fly up and out. It's not feeling very happy. And so it casts out one of its long hands, and this roiling kind of green energy kind of starts to steam off of its hands, and then a little ray from his hand goes over to the pile, and it says, "Friends, help me." And then you hear murmuring and clattering and chittering and chattering coming from the nest, and that as a host of voices begin chattering in a variety of languages, some of which are very archaic, some of which are a bit more recent. And they're mostly saying things like, "Where am I? It's so dark. Why is it cold here?" It's a little creepified. In fact, yes, I would like Carbon and Mars to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
We do have a few boons sitting around.
Yep.
In case you need that.
So Carbon got an 18.
Well,
19.
19 and a 12. You are both creeped out, but that's it. Like the bones are like you, Carbon, can see. The bones are just clattering around. But like those chattering teeth toys? The skulls are like that, and they're just slowly beginning to kind of hop over in your general direction as these disembodied voices are emitted from them. But that's his turn. That's about all he can do, because moving would provoke attacks of opportunity. But the swarm of skulls is probably going to be on you next turn.
Cool.
So, Carbon.
I would like to hit the thing that just summoned all the creepy things.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because that seems like a good idea. It's a 15 to hit.
That hits.
This 13. And then bonus action Storm Aura, so 15 damage total.
So Mars will take
2.
It's between you. It's only 5 feet around you, right?
It's 10 feet.
10 feet. So Mars, you take 2 points of damage as well.
Yeah.
But that is enough. Like maybe it's not dead, but it's out. The chattering of the skulls, however, continues. Cool.
That's fine.
Carbon. That went. Clover, what do you do?
So, excuse me, that was the only thing left is the skulls? That's it?
Oh, I mean, you don't
No.
know.
Oh, okay. But
We
there's
still have the winged
Yeah,
creature in front of us, right?
you and Min
That's
are now facing this creature that's now on the ground.
Okay.
This big winged bat praying mantis creature that is doing its best to try to kill Min. But only because it's closest to Min. It probably would be doing the same thing to you if it could.
I want to kill it.
Yeah. You run in and
So I'll go through with that.
stab it with a sword. Seems reasonable.
Ooh, 16 plus 4.
That will hit.
And I wrote this one. 3 plus 2.
So 5. You put a little slice in one of its wings. It hisses at you.
I don't think I can do anything else.
No. I mean, you could move away from it if you want to provoke an attack of opportunity from it. That would be fun.
No.
Mars, what are you doing?
I'll mark it.
Sure. Mars, what are you doing?
Do the skull thingies know the creature by visuals?
Who knows? They're
Okay.
literally hopping along the floor by opening and closing their jaws as these mournful voices emit from them. And they're just kind of hopping over towards you all. There's probably like 30 of them. I mean, you could stop to count if you wanted to. Like some of them, the jaw is broken, so they're kind of just like spinning in a circle.
I'd suggest that we get the hell out of here, Mars.
Yeah. Mars will move away into the opening where the other people are.
Yeah. And remember, you can dash as a bonus action, and you have 30 feet, which means you could get back up to the other creature and stab it. Or you could get close by it and shoot it if you wanted to.
Okay. Mars will dash over to it or dash close and attempt to shoot it.
Cool. Give me an attack.
Okay. The 25 hit?
Yeah. That's not a natural 20, though, is it?
Yeah.
A natural 20 is a crit.
Okay.
So roll your damage die twice. So roll 2d4, then add your whatever the plus is.
2d4. D4. So I take the highest one, or do I?
Oh no,
add
wait.
them?
You're attacking with your pistol, so roll your pistol damage twice. No, and this is you're doubling it. So you roll your pistol damage twice, add it up, then add the bonus number. I think your pistol is either a D8 or a D10. I can't remember, but it's on your sheet.
D8.
Yeah.
This
2d8 plus your dex.
Which one is the 2d8?
The D8 is
It's the pyramid-y.
Yeah, this one double
Like,
diamond.
It's like you had 2d4s and they made one.
Yeah.
Child. That one. So it's two of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That cheesecake. So I add the numbers up.
Yeah,
Yep.
roll both of those, add them up, and then add that bonus from your dexterity, which I think is a 3. It's whatever's next to the weapon.
The numbers rolled are an 8 and a 7.
So 15
plus the 3.
plus 3. So that's 18. Now, because it has one of its enemies within 5 feet of it, roll 2d6 twice. So you're rolling 4d6.
Sneak doubles?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
So does smite damage.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the difference between Pathfinder. Pathfinder, the static doubles as well. By the static doesn't double, but all the die stuff does. As long as the
Nice.
source is from the same attack.
So the total from the 4d6 is 13.
So that's 31 points of damage, I think. Or thereabout.
Sure.
So, do you want to blow its head off? Like turn its head into mist? Or do you want to shoot it in its thorax?
We need their brains.
Not in the head.
Okay.
So in the thorax, so the head doesn't blow up.
Cool. Yeah, you see Mars come out of the darkness doing one of these like run and gun kind of things, holding it sideways because of course you do, lining up, and then Min just goes, not the head. So you lower your aim a little bit and then blast. And somehow, even though you're not standing together, Min and Carbon are both sprayed in rotten fish sauce. It's really, really gross. It's just, it smells so bad. It smells like it would stain concrete, but it tastes delicious.
Oh no, we ate some. Oh, why does it taste good? Oh no.
Yeah, it's legit like the Vietnamese fish sauce that they take the fish parts and then bury it in the ground and just let it sit there and do stuff for like months and months and months. It's really revolting and will stain concrete in terms of smell, but the taste is actually pretty good. It's very umami.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like
Mars,
if you pinch your nose, you can lick it
that?
off. It's like, this would be great.
Was there another guy over there? Why'd you all run off?
Mars just holsters the pistol. Powerful shot.
They're them head thingamajiggies with the thing, and they're bouncing with their thing.
Wait.
Wait,
are there more
cool action shot?
Are there more things?
Are they jaw walking?
Yeah.
Okay. But was there a head with a brain in it?
No, I think they be brainless.
Okay.
Probably so. Min, it is your go.
Yeah, well, there's no immediate threat here, right?
Yeah,
I can
the thing
see.
is gone.
All right, I'll just cut off its head so we can bring back its brain. As long as I'm already covered in fish guts.
Yes. The swarm of skulls leaps, hops very, very slowly. And some of them are rolling. They get over toward Carbon. I have to pull out a whole crap ton of d20s.
We had Carbon bit to death by a swarm of rolling skulls.
Yep. They are tiny, so we'll say that only about 10 of them can get up close enough to you to attack. So we have nope. 19. Does 15 hit?
Yeah, my AC is 15.
15, nope, yes. And what is that? Nope. So only 3 of them hit.
Oh, good.
Okay. You take 3 points of damage. That's after the half. Because it can't go lower than 1. So they just 3 of them kind of it's barely stubbing your toe. But there's a whole ton of them around you. And they're trying to hop on top of each other.
Cool.
As even the ones that are trying to chew on your boots, these, where's my mom? Oh yeah, I need to get back to the bar because I need to pay my tab. Kind of stuff.
Oh God, me
Judy?
too.
Judy, is that you? It's very somewhat maddening.
Yeah.
Cool. Carbon, what do you do?
I would like to grab the body of the thing that I just killed.
Yes.
And run out into the main room.
Cool.
You should definitely explode before you leave.
Oh yeah, definitely bonus action.
Okay.
Or before I take off. So
Cool. They all take 2 points of damage, which is almost enough to kill them all, but not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a crit.
Oh my god.
So you take
I've heard of talking heads, but walking heads.
haha. You take 9 points of damage because that crit was almost max damage. Oh, sorry. That was 8. Yeah, no, yeah, it's 9 total after all the halving.
Ew.
And now they very slowly are hopping after you.
These little bastards are biting my ankles. Someone get them off me.
Yep.
They're
So-
headed this way.
And you're moving at half speed because you're dragging a creature that's your size,
Yeah.
which is just enough for them to get up to you next turn. Although they're all
Cool.
like really badly singed at this point.
Yeah.
So we can fast forward it. And we'll just say you can position it with the help of your friends such that you can blast them before they get to you.
Yeah.
And as soon as they get within range, you ready in action to blast, and that'll take care of them. They turn into charred bits and pieces of bone. As fun as it would be to have these things very slowly chasing you throughout the entire mine until
Chewing
they're
carbon
eventually
to
destroyed.
pieces.
Yeah. But, there's one left. I'm so lonely. And then you step on it.
Yeah. Shut up.
Yes.
Can't stand Clover talking. Now I gotta listen to all these guys complaining too. Ah, God.
So you have the body of the impish creature, and we'll say that it's like barely alive. It's not coming back to consciousness anytime soon. And then the bug creature its body is exploded, and you have its head. What do you do?
Do we want to just cut off the head, or are we just going to bring the whole
I
thing
mean,
back?
it's probably better if it's still at least a little alive, right? They'd probably
That'll be more
appreciate that.
fresh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. It's like already, if it starts moving, we can just bash its head, or not
Yeah.
bash its head, but chop its head off. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Ruin the goods.
So you return to the cavern with your little tentacle friends. And as soon as you appear, they kind of look at the head of the insect creature and kind of go, mm. And they look at the other one, and all the eyes get even bigger. And they kind of look at each other and they'll flare their tentacles. And then one was like, oh, yes. Oh, you did so well. Bring it here. Bring it here.
drag it over, drop it in front of him. There you go.
Yes. And thanks for that one, too. That'll be good for the children. And one of them comes up, and it's like holding a few of these creatures. It looks like maybe they go through like almost a tadpole stage, so you can see like little tiny arms and legs, but it's mostly just like a tadpole shaped body with, tentacles. Very kawaii. And
Does
so
it remember being a gnome?
yeah, probably, or something. And so one of these adults comes over with just like we'll say it's a woven basket full of these little tadpoles, and then we'll just very gently place them on the skull of the bug creature. And you can hear very, very minute scrapey as they're slowly chewing their way through the skull, and little tiny noises. And then eventually they get into the good stuff, and you hear a little. Meanwhile, the adult is kind of petting them and stroking them. It's very, very cute. They bring out, however, some like obsidian knives, and then make a very almost ritualistic process of removing the skin, slicing through the skull, exposing the brain of this creature while it's still alive. And then they each very delicately take a few bites. It takes a while for it to actually die, but as many as possible of them get a bite of its brain. It had a 17 intelligence. So they are portioning it out. It's like so, and the continue for a good long while, and they're licking their little fingers. Yeah,
Disgustingly adorable. I don't know.
I feel like I'm an accessory to something, but
Yeah.
also that guy did try to kill us, so
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. I can
Are we-
justify this.
Yeah, we did our part.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Bye.
yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you all. If we come back, I guess we'll find some more brains in exchange for mining rocks or something.
That
Oh,
would
don't
be
worry, I won't be
wonderful.
back.
That would be wonderful. You say that, and then as you do, your eyes are drawn to that crystal. You just feel it's just so beautiful and relaxing. But yes, they'll all wave hands and tentacles. Bye. Come back anytime. Thank you for the brains.
You're welcome.
The little tadpoles are still chewing away at the disgusting skull-like bat-eared thing, like little leeches. But even the one that's maybe their parent that's petting them kind of waves. They'll grow up big and strong now.
Oh, good.
So as
I'm
you
glad we can help.
Yeah,
back away
grab
into the
Steve-O, chuck him
darkness.
over my shoulder, and just like, all right, let's get out of here.
Yes. I will say it now that you understand the situation, it is and have plenty of time. You can arrange to make your way across. Certainly, a couple of you can jump, and then this time, like actually take pittons or something, and like affix ropes, and then help each other. I'm not going to make you roll to cross that one gap. You crawl back up out of the pit. You can see kind of just over to the east of town is a big mesa. So you can see this big dark mesa, maybe a few lights of town nearby. But just the sky is starting to turn the very faintest purple over in the east. So dawn is close. And I assume you're dragging.
Yeah, I
You're
have Steve-O over my shoulder.
dragging Steepo back.
So he's coming back.
Yeah, and he occasionally will wake up a little bit and mumble, but he's kind of out of it. So
Yeah.
I'll say you return to town, plop Steepo into his bed. Who knows what he's going to remember?
Is Lucky okay?
Oh yeah,
We love. Okay. Good.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
it's fine. Like maybe there are some scorpions that Lucky has damped to death around,
Yeah.
but nothing.
Lucky needs to eat.
Yeah, nothing major. I don't think it eats scorpions, but yeah, Lucky has not been harmed as far as you can tell. You make your way back and then to, I guess, your various abodes where you can.
And before we split up,
Yes.
I do say to Clover, not a word about where we went and what we found. All right. Yep. Same goes for
Clover-
two of you.
I mean,
Clover
look,
is-
I'm dumb. I ain't dumb enough to go spilling all that.
I'm a
Clover is
rogue.
excited.
You wake up in the morning. Clover's like got crystals at the poker table. I'll see you and I'll raise you a pound of ghost crystal. Like everyone's around with their guns drawn, just getting ready to pop Clover to steal all the crystals.
Yeah, Carbon's there too.
Yep.
Hammer
no.
raised, ready to bash.
But no,
no.
Clover's just excited to rummage through the farrier's house. It's like, oh, you're passed out. Let's see what you have.
Lots of
Where's your diary?
like, well, it's horseshoes and nails and rasps
I mean,
and
there's got to be a good diary or a good book for Clover to enjoy for the evening.
sure. There's a like an
Is
Austen.
it spicy?
Well, there's an Austen-esque romance novel. It's technically literature, but it is. It's not quite a bodice ripper, but it's close. It's very
Something.
very florid prose. Not
Better than the dreams we just had.
Yes, I would say it's maybe a little bit atypical. It gives you some insight into Steepo. He's a bit of a romantic at heart, but nothing salacious. Lots of heaving bosoms and sidelong glances. Anyway, and although you don't really need a rest, you can certainly clean yourselves up. Those of you, particularly those of you who are covered in bug guts. The stray dogs in town are very attracted. So if you want to get rid of it, you could just lay down in the middle of the street and let them lick it off you. Or you could go buy a bath at Morel's.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
go
probably-
douse yourself in the ditch water. That works too.
Maybe not that one.
Cool. Well, your expedition into the pit has been quite the success, maybe even more of the success than you anticipated, because not only did you get a very substantial amount of ghost crystal, like a problematic amount of ghost crystal, like a economy destroying or economy upsetting amount of ghost crystal, knowing that there's a substantial amount more to be found. But you also made friends with brain-sucking aberrations from the deep,
Yeah.
like you do on a
That's fine.
Tuesday,
Yeah. Normal day.
and promised to bring them more brains.
Well, I said if we'd be back, we could do the thing.
Yeah. Well, some of you are going to be back, but anyway, cool.
Uh-oh.
I think we end it as the sun comes up in the garbage town of Ditchwater Gulch, there in the backwater of the Treaty Lands, as everyone else in town wakes up to continue to scratch their little bit of living out of the dusty earth. The rest of you are sitting on some pretty important secrets and some very, very valuable crystals. You now just need to decide what you're going to do about all that. So, and, whether the secret has gotten out. But anyway, I think that's where we'll end. And then we'll pick up, we're not quite sure the exact date, because everyone's schedule gets a little bit wonky. I think never mind, I've closed it. I think we were looking at potentially a Tuesday.
Thursday. I think
Thursday.
we're on March 24th. I think that
Yeah,
worked
yeah.
out for everyone.
Yeah.
We're going to aim for Thursday, March 24th, for the concluding episode, or concluding session of this run of Dastardly Deeds at Ditchwater Gulch. I will talk a little bit about some of the other stuff that is on the calendar coming up and how to get in contact with us and find out more. But first, let's do the thing that we do and have folks introduce themselves, let us know where we can find you next. I think we started with Tuff at the top, so let's start with Kelly or whatever.
Yeah. Hi, my fair Kelly. I was playing Clover today. Bit of a interesting, lucky, unlucky halfling. But I'm normally over at my channel. Sometimes I play D&D with these people, plus a bunch of other people from my community. I'm also a variety streamer. I'm doing a bit of a update to my channel on how I do things. So that's going to be sometime early March, mid-March. You can come back and see that. And yeah, that's where you'll find me. Other than that, I'm here on C+ content with all the different upcoming games like BFF Computer and more Star Trek. And you'll find me in everyone's chat like Tuff and etc. Yeah, down to Misha.
All right. I am Misha Less Than 3 here on Twitch. On Twitter at Misha Weha. This is my cat, Xena. She
Aww.
likes wandering in
Aw.
sometimes. She hates being picked up. You can tell because she's looking straight at the. Let's see. I think the next game you'll probably see me in is probably this one. I'm out of the next few, but it will probably be BFF Computer also
Yes.
in the future. So I'll see you guys then. And Sin.
Hi, I'm Sin or Potato9_juice on Twitch. I will be streaming the first Monday in March, which is not tomorrow, but next Monday at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Your birthday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have a Twitter at arnotcomics with 2 T's. Then I have Instagram at arnotart and arnotcomics, both with 2 T's. The next time you'll see me on this channel will be Thursday with the Elwood stuff. What is it called?
The Elwood Expedition.
I was gonna say Ditchwater Gulch, but that's this one. But yeah, that's other than the TTRPGs, you can find me hanging out in this chat, or hanging out in Tuff's chat, or hanging out in Kelly's chat, or hanging out in Juice's chat. And that's me, Tuff.
Cool. I am 98 Tough Love, or Tough for some other nickname. I am a variety streamer on Twitch. You can find me on twitch.tv/98 Tough Love. You can also find me at Twitter on the same handle. I will actually apparently be coming back tonight over on the Juices TV program for tonight's installment. And then I will be back again on Thursday for the Elwood Expedition. And I'll probably stream again sometime this week. And I think that's about it for me.
Awesome. And I am Zero or Zero Daylight, or Michael, or DM, or GM, or Keeper, or Storyteller, Narrator, whatever. I run and sometimes play here at the C+ Content channel. And as Tuff mentioned, also tonight we will be doing some very, very silly sci-fi action with Rogue Star, which is a laser and feelings hack over here in a bit, in about a little bit less than 2 hours. So come check us out for that. Coming up next on Tuesday, we have the first episode of Twin Falls, which is our Delta Green set in Willow Bluff, our shared kind of horror spooky setting, a little town in central Minnesota. That will be run by Chavank, which is fantastic. We're getting more people to run games. The next 3 Thursdays, the 3rd, 10th, and 17th, are the Elwood Expedition, which is our Last for the Awful Sea powered by the Apocalypse game. The next couple of Sundays are Twin Falls as well, and then in the evenings we have Storyville PD, which is a group of fairy tale characters who fight crime. So that'll be fun. We have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Misha, on the 20th is when we are coming back to Teen Justice Academy Field Trip. Misha's actually going to be running, and I will be playing in that one. Tentatively, we are scheduling the Temple of Boom as a 2-shot in the evenings. We have The Real Thing, which is a Faith No More RPG powered by the Apocalypse, and one of the creators will be playing with us on the 22nd. And then at the end of the month, in addition to the conclusion of this, we have BFF Computer currently tentatively scheduled for the 2nd of April. And then the return of Star Trek and Spectrum Squad in April. And then we'll start on some other stuff. So, yep, busy calendar. So come check us out. If you are here and you haven't already, go ahead and hit the follow. That's a good way to be notified when we go live. Certainly go ahead and head over to cpluscontent.tv. That is our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Hit the dingy ding bell next to the subscribe button. You can be notified whenever there's new content available, which is roughly 24 hours after we broadcast it live here. And if you're really interested or have feedback you want to share or whatever, go ahead over to community.cpluscontent.tv. That is our Discord. You can chat with people and provide feedback and get a look at some of the games that we're planning or talking about. Share your feelings about IPs, pictures of dice, pictures of painted minis, you name it. So those are all the ways that you can connect with us. For now, I suggest we go and connect with somebody. I think probably the most efficient thing would be to go and hang out with Licity, who is playing RimWorld, since then you can come back and watch us in the evening as we do Rogue Stars, because she'll be in that and she'll be able to be streaming on her channel. So let us just do that. Thanks for throwing in the raid calls. If you are a sub, you can click the one, go ahead and copy the one that has the icons in it. And if not, you can click the emoticon. Let's go say hi to Lissa. I cannot type and talk at the same time. But I did get it right. Yeah, we're gonna go say hi to Lissa. Drop some C+ hype into her channel. Help her get all amped up for the game tonight. It is probably, I have to warn you, it is probably going to be slightly silly, like a little silly.
What?
Juice's character's name is Rapscallion.
That's totally serious.
I think he does have to make you angry.
Well, I actually in the prep channel, I said this is one where it's actually okay to be silly. It's intended to be silly. It uses the lasers and feelings rule set, which is very light and very easy. So yeah, so you will see me and Tuff and Juice and Lissa and Meg at 6:30 p.m. over at Juice's TV and the Lissa T programs. And thanks everybody for joining us. Glad to see you, and we will see you again very, very soon. Bye, everybody. Raid? Is it working? Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thanks.
Bye.